Lakers take on the Milwaukee Bucks. Lakers on Internet 893, Bucks on Sirius XM Channels 86, Internet 896. In the NHL, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Rangers on XM 221, Internet 938, Leafs on Internet 946. 7 p.m., New Jersey Devils take on the Calgary Flames. Devils on XM 220, Internet 936, Flames on Internet 923. 7 p.m., Columbus Blue Jackets face the Florida Panthers. Jackets on XM 222, Internet 927, Panthers on Internet 931. 7 p.m., Washington Capitals take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Capitals on Sirius XM Channels 91, Internet 950, Flyers on Internet 940. 7 p.m., Ottawa Senators face the Colorado Avalanche. Senators on XM 219, Internet 939, Avalanche on Internet 926. 7:30 p.m., New York Islanders face the Montreal Canadiens. Islanders on XM 223, Internet 937, Canadiens on Internet 934. 8 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the Anaheim Ducks. Preds on XM 381, Internet 935, Ducks on Internet 920. 8 p.m., St. Louis Blues face the Vancouver Canucks. Blues on XM 207, Internet 944, Canucks on Internet 948. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Stars on XM 206, Internet 928, Lightning on Internet 945. 8:30 p.m., Chicago Blackhawks take on the LA Kings. Blackhawks on XM 380, Internet 925, Kings on Internet 932. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Buffalo Sabres. Utah on XM 205, Internet 947, Sabres on Internet 922. 9 p.m., Edmonton Oilers face the Winnipeg Jets. Oilers on Sirius XM Channels 167, Internet 930, Jets on Internet 951. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Boston Bruins. Knights on Sirius XM Channels 91, Internet 949, Bruins on Internet 921. 10:30 p.m., San Jose Sharks face the Carolina Hurricanes. Sharks on XM 219, Internet 942, Hurricanes on Internet 924. On the PGA Tour at noon, catch full coverage of the Valspar Championship on Sirius XM and Internet Channels 92. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Thursday, March the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 1:07 p.m., Toronto Blue Jays take on the Tampa Bay Rays on Internet 868. 1:10 p.m., Miami Marlins face the Houston Astros on Internet 851.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. Back in 1996, Greg Norman was the number one golfer in the world and had high hopes at the Masters. He opened with a 63 and led the first round by 2 shots after 18 holes. Then another round in the 60s at 69 put him at 12 under, 4 shots ahead of Nick Faldo. However, on Saturday, it was difficult. But despite Norman's 1 under 71, his lead grew. Faldo only shot a 73 and now sat 6 shots back. Though he was well aware of his previous undoings at Augusta, Norman was confident going into Sunday, but nothing would prepare him for his final round. After 5 holes, he maintained a 5-shot lead, but a pair of...
If it's the NCAA tournament, it's on Westwood 1.
It will be Grant Hill to make the pass. They're not going to guard Hill making the inbounds pass. Here's a high looper. There's Leitner. He turns. He shoots. It is good! Christian Leitner hits a turnaround 17-footer at the buzzer, and the Duke Blue Devils head to Minneapolis. My, oh my, oh my.
6.9 to go. In it comes to Ethan Morton. He's going to dribble this one out. And the second verse is the same as the first. UConn repeats as national champions.
Now it's time to head courtside for Westwood 1's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament.
We welcome you to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky for exclusive first-round coverage of the 2025 Men's Basketball Championship between the 9-seed Creighton Blue Jays and the 8-seed Louisville Cardinals. Today's broadcast of the NCAA tournament on the Westwood 1 NCAA Radio Network is sponsored by AutoZone, by Cintas, by Granger, by Pluto TV, by Kohl's, by Progressive Insurance, and by NCAA.com. Hi, everybody. I'm John Sadak, along with Notre Dame great LaFonso Ellis. Brad Heller will join us later for the Westwood One Broadcast Center. Well, what is in store for the round of 64? This is a booming building, a cathedral of college basketball, and it's basically Louisville East. A top 10 team in the country got an 8 seed. Runners-up in the ACC and Big East tournament collide in Louisville and Creighton, and it is a Red Sea. About 10,000 red shirts populate this 20,000-seat building.
Folks, literally 90% of the attending audience is wearing red. Effectual home game for the Louisville Cardinals, but the Creighton Blue Jays, after talking to Greg McDermott yesterday, he said he's used to playing road games because in the Big East tournament, which was in Madison Square Garden, they played UConn and St. John's there, which were virtually home games for them, so they're used to being the road team, and they're excited about their opportunity today.
Well, what a contrast in how these rosters are built. Ryan Kalkbrenner is the winningest player in Creighton history. He is a bedrock foundation for the Blue Jays, while Louisville is entirely rebuilt by Pat Kelsey, the best turnaround in the country.
Pat Kelsey literally had no players, John, no players to start, and over a 6-week period put together a terrific roster, and that's why they find themselves here in this position with an opportunity to win an NCAA tournament game in his first year.
On the big board, they just showed the Louisville Cardinal players getting ready to come out onto the floor, and this entire building is now standing and bursting with anticipation. This is going to be the 4th all-time collision of Louisville and Creighton. Creighton leads the all-time series 2-1. Both wins came in the big dance. It was the NCAA tournament in 74 and 99. Creighton has been a second weekend team often of late, had that Elite 8 run in recent years under Greg McDermott, while Louisville, one of the beaming lights in college basketball, one of the power programs in the tournament for the first time since 19.
Yeah, Pat Kelsey's done a remarkable job. Year one, 18 wins in the ACC, a really balanced roster, really good defensively, can flat out shoot it. And to your point, the Creighton Blue Jays have been here 20-plus wins over the last 10 years in a row. Looking forward to this game today.
The Blue Jays take the floor. The Bluebirds come out. They're playing a de facto road game for a 3rd straight time. It will be an outstanding matchup as we get it going in the round of 64. Lineups and tip, Creighton and Louisville. For the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
I used to lack confidence until I shopped for a used car with Carfax. With Carfax, I was able to
pause for the facts.
I saw all the facts, like millions of cars, reported vehicle histories, and found the best values. Thanks to Carfax, I had the confidence to shop like a pro.
Facts.
A pro car shopper who feels like a winning ping pong champion.
Facts.
A ping pong champ whose legendary story is now a blockbuster movie.
Facts.
Starring me, Little Miss Confident.
Yeah! Facts.
Sorry, you get it. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
There's nothing more than to have the right stats and data to make the right pick. Don't make the same mistake with hiring for your small business. Find top-tier talent in the right place with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM.
In this building, it is a loud and large crowd with a vibrant red all around. It's time for the keys to the game, sponsored by Realtors. Buying a home can be a lot, but with the ethical expertise of a Realtor, you don't have to do it alone. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. All right, LaFonso Ellis, welcome to your first big dance.
Thank you.
Let's get it going with the 9 seed, the runners-up in the Big East tournament, the Creighton Blue Jays.
Yeah, let's start with Creighton. They've got to take good care of the basketball, and that starts with Stephen Ashworth. Chucky Hepburn from Louisville will be guarding him. Chucky have their defense to disrupt this Creighton high-octane offense. Will be physical, force them off their cuts, and then finally, they've got to be good in their transition defense. In their 27 wins, they've only surrendered 32% from three. In those only 7 losses, 41% from three.
And get ready for the workday. The Creighton Blue Jays, 24-10 on their year. They go with 1 guard, 1 swing, 2 forwards, and a center. It is a big lineup. Stephen Ashworth, second team All-Big East, 37% from deep. Nobody takes or makes more threes in the Big East per game, a transfer from Utah State. He is joined in that backcourt by Jemiah Neal, Aaron, and Ryan Kalkbrenner, 4-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year. The head coach now in his 15th season at Creighton, Greg McDermott. He's led his team to 5 straight NCAA tournament appearances, winning at least a game in each of the last 4. The 8-seed Louisville Cardinals, runners-up in the ACC tournament to Duke. They go with 2 guards to swing and 2 forwards. Chucky Hepburn, ACC Defensive Player of the Year, is the point man. Spent 3 years at Wisconsin. Javon Hadley, the team's leading rebounder, top 10 in the ACC, 7.5 a game at 6'6". At a swing, Terrence Edwards Jr. His last 6, he has dropped 25 a game, had 29 against Duke in the ACC championship. Noah Waterman could be an X-factor, 6'11", a career 37% shooter. Is he due? He's had a down year at 29%. And James Scott, also at 6'11", Charleston transfer, 30 blocks and 79 dunks on the year. The big man can bring it near the bucket. Pat Kelsey, year number 1, the biggest turnaround in America. 8 wins last year, 27 this year. The ACC Coach of the Year, looking for his first win in the NCAA tournament. 0-2 at Winthrop, 0-2 at the College of Charleston. Time now for the opening tip, sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get on the zone, AutoZone. Creighton clad in blue, Louisville in white. The ball held aloft, tossed on high, and back tapped by the Blue Jays. It's Ashworth who glides across as we are underway in the 2025 round of 64. Blue Jay ball in the front court right. Ashworth outside left. Aggressive man-to-man shown by Louisville. Smothering the ball. High screen by Kalkbrenner. Grain down the lane. And a running, driving try. Swatted away by Waterman. And a foul call.
Yeah, Waterman trying to get over quickly to be in front of that drive and essentially tripped up Stephen Ashworth. That's a good call by the official.
The foul will go on Hepburn as his first. And Ashworth comes up clutching at his hand and wrist in visible pain.
Yeah, Chucky Hepburn trailing that play, got their feet entangled, and that's what forced Ashworth to the floor.
So Ashworth at the line, best in the Big East, top 5 in the country, a 93% free throw shooter. First in the air is good. This is a Creighton club that rarely fouls. That could be a factor. Fewest fouls in America. They only get whistled less than 11 times a game.
They do a terrific job of keeping their hands up where the officials can see them so they don't get those silly fouls. How about Brian Kalkbrenner, played a full year, hadn't fouled out of a single game. That's incredible.
Hard to do with such a prolific shot blocker. He's the man in the middle of the back line for Creighton. Louisville's first possession, front court left. Hepburn, flick up top to Edwards. Slide left on the Scott screen. Hesitant pass, hand for Edwards. Rescreen, 3-ball on high. Short. And it sails out of bounds. Was it tipped? Yes. 12 on the timer. Possession maintained.
Jemiah Neal did a magnificent job navigating that screen, rescreen, and able to block that shot over the top. That's why it was short.
Baseline trigger. Hepburn, far side, front court left. Hepburn looking. Lob goes out of the right wing, caught by Javon Hadley. End-line drive, Kalkbrenner denies. He alters, holding a pivot, needs to get rid of it. Flick to Hepburn, elbow, 4 on the timer. Hops left, block up with the left hand, rattles away a miss. Rebound ripped down by Green, Creighton ball. Ashworth on the trot, snap out of the left wing. Aggressive drive by Neal. He's denied. Scott denying and fronting hard against Kalkbrenner. They reset. Kalkbrenner comes to the ball. Lead for curling Ashworth. Kick corner. Up fake by Green. Give on high. 3-ball rhythm for Neal. Hits heel. And a long board to Louisville near sideline. Tippy-toeing Edwards.
But this game's being played with tremendous pace here early.
It's a 2-0 Creighton edge. No field goal make yet. Hepburn off action against Ashworth. Zigzag down the lane. Blind pass out of bounds finds Hadley. Leave on the right wing for Edwards. Flick up top to Scott. Louisville in white, Creighton in blue. Minute and a half gone. Scott mid lane puts it up and traveled. He hesitated against the length of Kalkbrenner and McAndrew.
Yes, Scott caught that basketball at the top of the key. Kalkbrenner nearly underneath the basket because they don't respect his ability to shoot. Tried to take up the space in there and lost his footing and led to a travel.
Here comes Creighton, more methodical jog up the floor for Stephen Ashworth. Plotting pace as he arrives at midcourt. Picked up by Hepburn. 90 seconds gone, 2-0 Creighton. Green on high, look left for Neal. Has pound if he wants, snaps a chest pass to Ashworth, deep down the wing, 16 to shoot, backs up on the pound. Guarded by Hepburn, Kalkbrenner screen, deep logo three, no. Long board, tracked down by Creighton, out of bounds. The stride on the line by McAndrew, Louisville ball.
Yeah, Jackson McAndrew did a terrific job of trying to track down that basketball, but he needed to be a size 7 instead of a size 14 and stepped on the line.
That is a good call, although I'm not sure if he could stand up if he were a size 7. Here comes Louisville and Hepburn, a native of Omaha. Greg McDermott's known him since 8th grade. He lobs near the cup, disrupted by Kalkbrenner. Friendly fire, Blue Jays have it. Collision underneath by Ashworth and McAndrew. McAndrew in transition, thought about the triple. They reset. Ashworth up top. Great screen by Kalkbrenner. Slip, leave left for Neal. Bounce down low to Kalkbrenner. Double. Reverse, near right side. 3-ball McAndrew. In and out. Still no field goal make. Over 2 minutes gone. Louisville on the run. Hepburn playing catch with Scott up top. Weave right. Picked up by Big. Free throw line. Jay on the way. Got it. Snap Twine tied at 2.
Nice screen at the top of the key. Snaked it underneath, creating that gap for him to get that shot off.
Now can the rhythm come? Creighton into the front court right. Neal down the lane, slams on the brakes. Hepburn bumps him. Flick left for Ashworth. Hesitant three. No. Off iron, rebound Louisville. Strong side Scott.
Boy, Creighton's getting some great looks and not able to knock it down.
Scott wearing a mask, suffered a facial fracture, lost 2 teeth in a collision. Hepburn three. Got it. Wide open on the left wing, and it's 5-2 Louisville. Hear this building. It is Louisville East and Lexington. McAndrew up top. Misses the answer. Hits heel. Loose ball. Ripped down by Creighton. Kick to Ashworth. Thought about a logo 3. Instead of feed to Kalkbrenner. Return to Ashworth. Inside McAndrew. Lays it up and in. Spinning in. Right block. Right hand. 5-4.
McAndrew at 6'10". Caught the shorter Chucky Hepburn down in the post. Able to find him right away. Drop stepped and finished that over his left shoulder.
Can you feel the breath that both teams have taken right here?
Can you feel my breath over here? It's hard to keep up.
Hepburn slowed it down. Works in the front court left. Loop left for Edwards. Jab step holding a left foot pivot. Down the lane. Into a triple. Up fake. Spinning and looking. Up top Hepburn 10 to shoot. Hounded by Ashworth. Slip by. Goes to Kalkbrenner and rejects his shot. Loose on the deck. Tracked down by Hepburn. 4 to shoot. They got to get it off. Hepburn right corner. Eyes the timer. Heave at the horn. Air ball. And a shot clock violation.
A terrific job by Stephen Ashworth closing that gap on Chucky Hepburn, not giving him any room to get a clean look off. That's why it was an air ball.
Louisville first sub of the game. Scott gets a breather. Abubakar Traore gets his first minutes of the game. Long Beach State import. He was the Big West Conference best hustle player back-to-back years. The steals and blocks maven.
That's awesome. His ability to be able to defend out on the perimeter is what makes him special.
Here comes Creighton left to right. 5-4 Louisville. We approach the 16-minute mark. Dead ball means immediate. Near right side, Green. Look up top to Kalkbrenner. He is hounded. Loud chance of defense. It's a Louisville-centric crowd. Neal up top, head down. Aggressive drive down the lane. Great up fake. Easy layup. He duped Terrence Edwards Jr. 6'5 Creighton.
The screen by Ryan Kalkbrenner allowed him to get his defender on his hip, controlled him all the way to the rim.
Edwards puts up a 3. And it falls short. He thought it was tipped again. It went out of bounds. We get a timeout on the court. They're going to talk about possession. Our timeout on the court sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. 6'5 Creighton, 15:37 to go in the first half. We'll sort out possession when we're back to the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. This is the men's basketball tournament.
Chumba Casino is now partnering with 2311 Racing. Chumba is always free to play. No purchase necessary. Find hundreds of online social casino games like bingo, solitaire, and slots with new games dropping weekly. Grab your free daily login and welcome bonus with a chance to redeem amazing prizes. Play for free today at ChumbaCasino.com. It's time to cha-cha-cha-cha-chumba. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. You can choose to get out there. Choose your people. You could choose to go for it. No, like really go for it.
Fourth down, 28-yard line.
Just choose to do something that moves you. Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. Mazda. Move and be moved.
Wake up.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Back in Rupp Arena, we check each team's tournament resume, sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and makes your next career move. Monster.com provides great coaching and millions of job openings. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today. The 8-seed Louisville Cardinals, they are an at-large entrant in their 44th NCAA tournament, their first since 2019. Won 8 games a year ago, 27 this year. Finished runners-up in the ACC on the regular year. They have won 11 of 12, 21 of 23. They're ranked top 10 in the country in the AP poll. The 9-seed Creighton Blue Jays, at-large entrant, runner-up in the Big East tournament, also runners-up in the regular year. Their 26th appearance, their 5th straight for a second time in program history. They've gone to the Elite Eight twice, last in 2023. They have won 15 of 19. Long conversation as we went to break, and ultimately the officials ruled it is Creighton ball. Pat Kelsey erupted at the late call. There was no immediate call on the shot on high that was grazed out of bounds. So it's Creighton ball, left to right, 6'5" Creighton, 15:30 and counting first half. Kalkbrenner up top, given isolation in one-on-one. Fired down low, Green, up fake, Banker rattles in. 8-5 Creighton.
A baseline screen caused confusion between two Louisville defenders. That's why he was able to get wide open.
Hepburn, the zigzag dribble, probing the lane, up fake, leans into contact, puts up a shot, good. Pure high-arcing effort, mid-lane, 8-7.
Yeah, Chuck Hepburn doing a terrific job there of getting to 2 feet, pause, froze the defense, able to shoot that one over the top.
Ashworth outside left in the front court right. Lob to Kalkbrenner up top. Hepburn denies hard against the cutting Ashworth, who comes to the ball. Curling up top. Kalkbrenner screen. On a switch has a big step back left wing 3. Got it! 11-7 Creighton.
Wayne Smith of Louisville went underneath that screen, allowing Stephen Ashworth to get a wide open look, and he drills it.
Can Louisville find an answer? Up top, Traore against Kalkbrenner. Knows that's not a good matchup. Lead for Edwards. Floats it up. Off the iron, miss. Loose on the deck. He tracks down his own miss. Up fake. Lead for Traore. Reverse is there. Oh, he beat the shot blocker along the end line. 11-9.
Traore did a great job of pump faking on the left side and used the rim as a protection and laid it in on the other side.
Kalkbrenner screen. Ashworth outside left. Lot of pick and roll action. Calls for a clear. Takes a deep 3. Hits heel. And a great box out weak side as Hadley wins it for Louisville. Cardinals up the floor. Hepburn thought about a transition triple. He's picked up in space by Neal. Isolated against Neal. Backing him down. Barkley kick out of the right wing for Smith. Back onto the block for Hepburn. Kalkbrenner lies in wait for help. Smith lets it rain on the right wing. Got it! His first game in 2 weeks. And Louisville leads 12-11.
Beautiful screen by Traore, creating that open look.
Ashworth probing dribble, glides to the cup left end line and lays it in. Nobody picked him up. 13-12. Louisville ball front court left. Edwards outside left. Smith trying to screen. Kalkbrenner, that large presence in the paint. Edwards step back on high 3. Got it! Rattling home. 15-13 Cardinals.
Green went underneath that screen and made him pay from 3. Tej Edwards drilled that from the top of the key.
Creighton ball front court right. 8-9 affair. Rupp Arena in Lexington. It is loud. Kalkbrenner, hands smothering from Traore, puts it on the deck. Aggressive drive down the lane, and 1. The big man's got moves.
Abubakar Traore doing a really nice job of trying to get underneath Ryan Kalkbrenner there. And anytime that happens, somebody's up and underneath, you should drive that basketball. What a terrific read by Ryan Kalkbrenner. How about the 7-footer putting it on the floor? Opportunity for an M1 here.
Traore with his first, Kalkbrenner to the line. And we'll get a sub for Louisville's James Scott returns. He'll take the spot of Traore. So Kalkbrenner for the and one. Later on, we'll select the play of the day, sponsored by Old Spice. Stinking places beyond your pits. Old Spice has you covered. Total body deodorant, 24/7 freshness, pitch to toes with daily use. Free throw is good. And here comes Louisville right to left. We have had a half dozen lead changes as rhythm has arrived.
The ball and body movement has been really good on both sides. One thing Louisville's going to have to figure out defensively, they've got to communicate better. A lot of miscommunications leading to some wide open looks for Creighton.
Hadley, flick left for Edwards. He curls on high, base and logo. Give left for Hepburn, moving screen. He was free and pulling the trigger for a three, but it was the moving pick by James Scott, his first.
Second, Hepburn does a terrific job of moving without the basketball. Instead of curling that, his defender went under, so he faded and was wide open. But as the official called him, James Scott moving a little bit, which created that open look.
So that is now 3 team fouls on Louisville. There are no fouls yet on Creighton. Remember, the most foul-free team in the country. Creighton is Isaac Trout lying in wait at the table. Lob up top to McAndrew, spin to face. Tried to thread the needle, but it grazes Kalkbrenner's fingertips out of bounds. He was covered and smothered in a double. Louisville ball.
Yeah, Scott trying to play the high side of Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner doing a nice job of walking him up the lane. The angle was there, but a little help from the left side corner made him put a little extra arc on that basketball, and that's why it went out of bounds.
Noah Waterman back in for Louisville. Isaac Trout is the first man off the bench for Creighton. A team high 21 times on the year. He is subbed in along with Fedor Zugic, his first minutes.
Isaac Trout can really drill it, 39% from 3 on the year.
We'll see how the depth plays out. 12:24, clock rolls, 16-15. Creighton, Hepburn, right elbow. Great pass, left corner. Waterman, quick load, and a 3-ball inside backboard. Ashworth pushes up the floor. Neal on the run. Euro, kick out of the left wing. Zugic, reverse. Ashworth, feed corner for Neal. Puts it on the deck, left hand, driving on Smith, and a blocking foul. That'll be Smith's first. And the team foul difference is starting to seesaw all the more. It is 4 Love.
Some really nice job by Jemiah Neal. Gave a little baseline fake with his right foot and caused the defender to freeze, and he's able to drive to his left, pick up some contact. And a good call by the baseline official there.
Smart sub as Frederick King comes in for Creighton. Ryan Kalkbrenner gets a breather. 5 seconds dead ball means immediate. He plays 35 minutes a game. This is maximizing real-time rest. Baseline trigger, Ashworth. Lob goes to King in the front court right. Off the right elbow, holding a left foot pivot. Reluctant dribble, left hand, waist high. Pawed at. Feet up top. Back down to King, and a dunk is missed. Off the iron and a whistle. In frustration after missing the point-blank jam, King with his first. Time out of the court. 11:55 to go in the first half. This is a wild start. Creighton 16, Louisville 15. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file for free.
I can file for free? TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition and get your maximum refund. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
It's time for the Kohl's Fact of the Game. Creighton star Ryan Kalkbrenner, Big East Defensive Player of the Year for a fourth straight year. He is the second man in Big East history to get the honor 4 times, joining Patrick Ewing of Georgetown. That's the Fact of the Game, sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. 16-15, back and forth between the 9 Creighton and the 8 Louisville. The Blue Jays have the narrow lead as it stands. They missed their first 5 from the field, but have hit 6 of 8 since. You see, though, similar shot quality the whole time.
Yeah, they've been getting some really good looks, and much of it has been because of the miscommunication by Louisville defensively. You got 2 guys on the basketball, leaving guys open, whether it be from 3, and we saw that last time. They avoided an easy slam dunk for Frederick King inside. So in order for them to make a move to try to get a lead in this game, they've got to clean up that phase of the game.
Oh, King picked up the foul. That is his first, team's first. And how about this for a bit of a surprise? Out of the timeout, no Kalkbrenner. He remains on the bench, and King is still on the floor.
We're seeing things. Because Ryan Kalkbrenner is rarely out of the basketball game. And because of the length of these timeouts in the NCAA tournament, he's getting a little extra rest over there. And that'll be good for them down the stretch.
He also seems to have his left nostril stuffed up. I wonder if he had some bleeding, and that's part of it. They might be waiting for bleeding to stop.
It's a great point.
So here comes Louisville rolling entry with 11:55 to go in the first half. 16-15 Creighton leads. Hepburn into the front court left. Circling on the left wing. Lob up top. Right hand throwdown is a roll around. And it drops down off the finger touch of Javon Hadley, who had to hang and tap it.
Terrence Edwards with a really nice screen around the foul line created that opening for the lob.
Shades of Happy Gilmore. Sequel out soon. Neal outside left to the front court right. Driving on Hepburn. Puts it up left hand. Banker good. That was an aggressive take.
Yeah, Chucky Hepburn trying to get up into his space. And anytime that happens, you should drive it. And that's exactly what he did.
Louisville ball front court left. Edwards outside left. Nasty right to left crossover. Driving on the end line. And a whistle. The contact too strong from Zugic. That'll be his first.
Yeah, Terrence Edwards able to beat Zugic to the baseline. And Zugic trying to make up for it by bodying him. That's a good call by the official.
Kalkbrenner back in. John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis here at our Grainger broadcast location at Rupp Arena in Lexington. Gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. Fast delivery of industrial-grade supplies to help keep your operations going. When you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. Baseline trigger, Hepburn, front court left. Lob to Waterman inside the arc left. 11-13 clock rolls. 18-17 Creighton. Waterman lead for Smith, the shooter who drives. Kick out of the right wing. Controlled there by Edwards. Into the paint against Zugic. Up fake, goes strong with contact. Rolls off the front lip. Caught by Kalkbrenner. Creighton ball. Blue Jays race up the floor. Zugic thought about a transition 3. Feed up top for Kalkbrenner. Given isolation against Waterman. Great fire down low to Trout. He backs it out with dribble right corner. Reverse out of the left wing Ashworth. Zigzag right behind a Kalkbrenner screen. Lob to Kalkbrenner. Off and in. Brilliant soft hands and outstanding nonverbal communication.
Ball screen in the middle. That was Smith's job to come over as a tagger. He was late, and that's how Kalkbrenner was able to catch that and finish inside.
Double screen Hepburn between the legs moves on Trout. Shows shake left to right crossover down the lane. High kiss Smith, but he drew the foul going right at the longer player. That'll be Trout's first.
Yeah, that last little crossover allowed him to get that angle to his right. And once he got to his right, he got a shoulder past Trout. Trout trying to catch up. He's able to absorb that little contact inside and get to the foul line.
Now, normally, Hepburn at the line is part of the formula for Louisville. Remember, Creighton, fewest fouls called against in the country, 10.9 a game. Hepburn, 7th in the ACC in free throw percentage, 84%. But he's second in makes. He lives at the line, and he hits the first.
And what Louisville's doing with Hepburn right now, doing a terrific job of finding the mismatch when Creighton switches. And so anytime any of those 4s or 5s from Creighton gets on Hepburn, he's going to go to the basket, and that's a really high high IQ basketball move by him.
Second free throw made. Creighton ball. Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Creighton ball front court right. 20-19. Creighton leads. We approach the midway point of the first half. Left corner, it's Zugic. End-line drive denied by Smith. Has to back it out. 15 to shoot. Kalkbrenner fed up top. Left foot on the logo. Lead for Ashworth. Thought about a deep three. Hepburn paws at him. A lead left for Neal. He eyeballs rim. 5 to shoot. Puts up a three. Contested by Edwards. And a swish. Cold-blooded. 23-19.
Dribble right, step back, snaps to his left. Created that opening for him to drill that three.
Hepburn looking for an answer with purpose. Lead for Waterman. Up top three. Rim and glass miss. Rebound Neal. Here come the Blue Jays. Racing up the floor, clad in blue, left to right. He loses Smith down the lane. Bumped by Waterman. Hang and miss. He thought there was a foul. Waterman has the loose ball. Louisville. Hepburn up the right sideline. Right in front of Greg McDermott. Behind the back move into the lane. Contested by Neal. Floats it up. Hits heel. Won by Neal and Creighton. Ashworth roar up the floor. Chin high pound. A lead for Neal and they take a breath. Kalkbrenner screen. 9:22. Clock rolls. 23-19 Creighton. Re-screen Kalkbrenner. Neal, one-handed flip, left wing, Trout, quick trigger, air ball. Caught by Edwards, Louisville ball. Edwards right down the heart of the floor. Smith lying in wait, has hit a triple. Edwards has the seam on Zugic, puts up a contested left block shot, high arcing make.
Yeah, Edwards knows that he has a foot speed advantage on Zugic and just drove him to the left side and finished over the top.
2-point game, Neal on the cut, fed, extra pass, alley-oop, Kalkbrenner. He soars, hangs, and rocks the rim with two hands.
The screen at the foul line allowed a free run for Kalkbrenner to the rim, and what a beautiful pass over the top.
4-point advantage for the Blue Jays. Louisville ball front court left. Multiple subs at the table for both teams. Waterman top of the arc, given the three, doesn't take. Hand off to Smith, lob back to Waterman. Eyes Kalkbrenner, wants no part of driving on that big fella. Lead for Edwards, he goes into the paint. Kalkbrenner pushes him out, 4 to shoot, he has to hoist, 3 to shoot, he pops the three! No good, rebound Neal and Creighton. That was a flat miss, altered by Kalkbrenner. Touchdown pass, tipped away by the DB Hepburn. He got in front of the big tight end and Kalkbrenner. Louisville on the trail, Smith, deep three! No! Rebound Zugic, Creighton ball. Creighton left to right, 25-21. These teams are throwing haymakers at each other. Yes. Ashworth up top. Chest pass right for Kalkbrenner. Pawed at by Waterman. OE for Neal. Between the legs, near right side. Up top, Ashworth, 14 to shoot. Lob left for Trout, a shooter. Kalkbrenner's matched up with Hepburn. That's a gross size advantage on the left block. Neal eyeballs it. Neal 7 to shoot. Stepping back. Right wing Zugic for 3. Got it! With Hadley in his face.
The slow response by Hadley to close him out to his chest created a really good look, and he drills it from the right wing.
Hepburn gets it across, and Louisville says, time out. There's a timeout on the court, 7:30 to go in the first half. Creighton a touchdown lead, 28-21 on the Cardinals. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce!
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible result in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why?
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
Fans, you can listen to every minute of the NCAA men's tournament on Alexa. Just ask your device to open Westwood One Sports, and you'll be able to select the game you want to hear or get access to our March Madness Mix channel, which will take you to the best action at any given moment. That's open Westwood One Sports to listen on Alexa. We have had 2 ties, 8 lead changes, but a bit of a spurt here for Creighton. It's a 28-21 lead for the 9 over the 8 in Louisville here in Lexington, Kentucky. John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis, and our Westwood One crew. And while we were at break, Louisville had a visible gasp before calling that timeout. You see a concern?
I definitely see a concern. I think Louisville's in trouble. They don't have a deep bench to begin with, and when you play against a team like Creighton, you have to guard multiple actions, a fade screen to a ball screen to a back screen, and mentally you just become exhausted, and that's what I'm seeing right now, which is why Creighton's able to continue to get some wide open looks.
Now it will be Louisville ball, front court left, down a game worse 7, 28-21 Creighton. Trigger to come from James Scott. He suffered a minor facial fracture, lost 2 front teeth when an opposing player essentially sat on his head against Miami on the 8th of February. Hepburn, right corner, briefly open window 3 is an air ball. Weak side out of bounds off Louisville. Off the ranging fingertips of Kenai Ruths, it'll be Creighton ball. There's a timeout on the court. 7:19 to go in the first half. Creighton 28, Louisville 21. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP. It is 28-21. The 9-seed Creighton leads the 8-seed Louisville. 7:19 to go in the first half. Points to the paint favor the Blue Jays. Plus 10, 16-6. A huge reason why Creighton is shooting 55% from the field. 11 of 20 20 in the game against the Louisville team that, per KenPom, is just outside of the top 20 in the country in defensive efficiency.
Yeah, and what's happening is Creighton is doing a magnificent job of driving the pressure of Louisville, and because they're a little bit fatigued, their rotations have been slow, and oftentimes Creighton has been able to get right to the front of the rim and finish. Again, in order for Louisville to climb back into this game, their communication defensively has to get better, and their rotations have to be quicker and more sound.
And this is also a Louisville team that on its year is hyper-effective shooting twos.
Yes.
Kalkbrenner has denied that. And they're a volume three-point shooting team that hasn't quite found that rhythm yet.
Yeah, and we saw a beautifully designed play coming out of that last timeout for Chucky Hepburn. He shoots an air ball and wide open, and that's why I continue to think that fatigue is a huge factor for this Louisville team right now.
And off of that air ball miss, it is Creighton ball, length of the floor, left to right, clad in blue, white lettering, numerals, gray outline, Creighton and caps raised across the chest, Louisville in white tops and shorts, black lettering and numeral, with a drop shadow red outline, Louisville, and italicized lettering across the chest. Creighton ball front court right, Zugic outside right. Man-to-man defense, and Kalkbrenner was aggressively defended by James Scott, who picks up his second foul.
Creighton does a really nice job of screening to the body, and when they do that, all of a sudden you're in an arm wrestle to try to get over the top, and Scott is caught right there.
And they call the foul on Javon Hadley as his first. A lob entry to come, and it finds Zugic in the right corner. He is hounded, lob to Kalkbrenner, back to the basket. Trying to back down against Scott, and a kick out of the wing taken away by Edwards. Louisville on the run. Bounce pass down the lane. Two-hand rim rocker. Deny Roots. Erupts from the free throw line, and a furious finish to make it a 5-point game.
You have the double team of Kalkbrenner and an early rotation, jumped into the passing lane and allowed Louisville to get out in transition.
Creighton ball front court right. Zugic circling to the near right side. Picked up by Roots, who has given new energy to this building. Green, a lob, taken away by Louisville. Saved by Hepburn. Head man to Edwards up before Hadley. He circles and looks. Roots asks for it weak side. Aggressive take, right block. He willed it to the rim. Hadley threw a double finish under the tin. It's a 3-point game. Timeout, Creighton. Louisville looked like it was destined for the mat. They have stood up and made it a one-possession affair. 28-25, Creighton, 6:16 to go in the first half. We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. It is a 3-point game. It was a look for rhythm early. These teams struggled to find a field goal in the first few minutes, and then it was a track meet up and down the floor. Multiple lead changes and ties, but it looked like Creighton was just starting to pull away. It was wearing down Louisville, and two big buckets and turnovers created by the Cardinals.
And John, coming out of that timeout, Louisville wanted to increase the pressure. As soon as that basketball went into Kalkbrenner, they double-teamed him right away, rotated early, anticipating who's going to throw it back to the strong side wing, able to jump in the passing lane and get out in transition. And then they tried to go back to Kalkbrenner on a high-low action, and I thought Chucky Hepburn did a great job of reading it, coming over, stole that one, able to get out in transition. How do you deal with pressure? You get out in transition ahead of it and get some even odd situations, and Louisville has excelled in that phase of the game the last two possessions.
With that in mind, later on, we'll select the Smart Coaching Move of the Day, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Creighton ball front court right. Check into Kalkbrenner outside left. Creighton turned it over twice in its first 21 possessions, has turned it over twice in its last two possessions. Kalkbrenner comes to the ball. Base of the logo, spinning the face, left foot pivot. 13 to shoot, holding. Pawed at by Scott. Circles, help from Edwards. Lead for Ashworth. Deep, left wing three is good. And he kisses to the crowd. It's 31-25.
Yeah, the back screen by Ashworth forced his guy to go with Kalkbrenner, and he was wide open and drills that left side three.
Ashworth plays with such patience and poise. Hepburn at the other end looks for Hadley between the legs to his left wing. Screen from Scott. He's pawed at, puts it up, bodied some by Green. It rattles away and a whistle. And that will go against Hadley in pursuit of a loose ball, so he quickly has his second. He is Louisville's top rebounder. Do you take him out? And it looks like just now they're going to send Waterman to the table, so Hadley's going to play this possession.
Yeah, that's a big loss. That would be a big loss because Hadley's given them a lot of juice on the offensive end and some athleticism.
And there's also 6 fouls on Louisville. It'll be bonus for Creighton rest of the way. 5:21, clock ticks. Ashworth, alley-oop, Kalkbrenner, catch on the jump, up fake, rejected away by Hadley. On the left wing, 3-ball, snap, Twine, Jackson McAndrew, and the triples are raining down for Creighton. It's a game-high 9-point advantage.
All 5 defensive players in the paint, kick out, and he drills that 3 from the top.
Edwards finds a seam on Ashworth. Kalkbrenner picks him up on a switch. Soft shot with the right hand, rattles free to Neal. Blue Jay ball left to right, thread the needle, Kalkbrenner. Leave left corner, and McAndrew curled away. It sails to the Louisville bench.
That was going to lead to a wide open 3. Chucky Hepburn did a terrific job of sprinting back and getting a hand on that basketball to knock it out of bounds.
But now's a difficult deep corner entry. How do you handle this?
Most teams go a little line action right in front of it and then circle one guy to the basket and then pop. And that allows you to be able to get it out of there. He's not in the deepest area that you can be, so he's got a little bit more room to run a little bit more traditional sideline out of bounds.
Far sideline, lob to the near right for Kalkbrenner. Creighton ball front court right. Ashworth asks for the ball. Quick closeout and deep three-point range. Kalkbrenner screen right. He rolls with it. On a switch, Waterman contested low. 2 unthrough. Hit heel, pawed at 1 by Creighton. Greenleaf, Ashworth 3. Got it! Another triple. Ashworth with the rainbow right corner. And it's 37-25. 9 unanswered by the Blue Jays. Louisville needs a bucket. Edwards contested by Neal. Shot side backboard begging for a foul. Numbers for the Blue Jays. Neal down the lane on Rain Smith. Kick out of the trail. 3-ball. In Jackson McAndrew. Timeout Louisville. 4 straight threes. And it's a 15-point lead for the Blue Jays. There's a timeout on the court. Creighton 40, Louisville 25, 4:15 to go in the first. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
Experience and delivering up to 4% better fuel efficiency in a weight-neutral system. The X15 gives you the strength to move forward fearlessly and confidence that no matter the obstacle, you can and will rise above it. The 2027 X15, forever rising. Estimates based on preliminary testing. Individual results may vary.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
This is Mike Tirico. Join us for exclusive coverage of the Masters this April on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis here at our Grainger broadcast position at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. Stay on top of your game with Grainger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward, when you call 1-800-GRANGER or clickgranger.com. It is 40-25 Creighton, 4:15 to go in the first. A second call timeout by Pat Kelsey at Louisville. It was a blizzard in Omaha when Creighton left. It is an avalanche of threes for the Blue Jays here in Lexington. A 12-0 run. They average 9.5 threes a game, second best of the Big East. They've hit 7.
Well, one of our keys coming to this game, John, is that Creighton needed to be efficient from the three-point line, and boy, have they been. 7 of 14 so far in this game.
How can Louisville answer?
Louisville's they've got to figure out a way how to get Terrence Edwards going on the offensive end. Chucky Hepburn can't carry it by himself.
Hepburn, right wing deep. 3 is a flat miss. Won by Ashworth. Creighton ball.
Everything a jump shot right now for Louisville.
Ashworth surveys, fired down low to Green. Backing in against the smaller range Smith. Hook with the right hand. No, Edwards has it. Can Edwards be that key cog as he brings it up the floor? Hesitation move explodes, and he can't finish. Got 2 deep against the double. Shot bottom rim, won by Creighton. Ashworth snapped out of the right wing. Controlled by McAndrew. McAndrew driving on Waterman. Spin in the lane. Up and a rattle away. Won by Louisville. Traore feed to Edwards. A little out of control. Traore looking right. Double screen, feed to Hepburn, mid-lane. He's doubled. Contested shot leaning into Ashworth is good. First points in a while, snaps a 3+ minute drought.
Yeah, Chucky Hepburn curled off that screen, able to get Ashworth on his hip and control him, and able to throw that one up and in.
Creighton ball front court right. 3 minutes clean to go in the first half, up 13. Bounce to Neal near right side. Edwards angles him and aggressive in the paint. A foul. Trying to clutch at the cutting Jason Green, and bonus arrives. It's the first of the 1-and-1 free throws.
Yeah, no, Waterman there trying to stand him up with a little forearm to slow down his progression, and the baseline referee read it beautifully. That's a good call by the official.
Waterman's first. Spruce is a new weed and grass killer with 9 simple yet effective ingredients that are safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spruce works differently by dehydrating the weed down to the roots. Front end for Green is good. No, Green is 67% free throw shooter. He shined against UConn in the Big East tournament when he dropped a career-high 19.
Yeah, so versatile, strong, mobile, athletic. He's developing his three-point shooting, and this is a guy that's going to be a star for Creighton going forward.
Line right. 2:55 first half. Trying to expand on a 14-point lead. He misses. Rebound to Waterman in Louisville. 41-27 Creighton. Hepburn has been carrying Louisville on his back. By the Traore screen. He cuts through 3 defenders. Puts it up over Kalkbrenner and misses. Won by Neal and Creighton. And here come the Blue Jays. They have been relentless. And Louisville's been a lot of one-and-dones last few possessions. Ashworth outside left, driving on Waterman. Crosses him over. Waterman stays with him. Screen Kalkbrenner on the switch. Traore. Bounce to Kalkbrenner. Waterman on his back. Fire opposite for Neal. Kick corner. 3-ball McAndrew. Got it! 8 made threes for Creighton. 44-27. Traore down the lane. Trying to trade it too. Contested by Kalkbrenner. Forced into a bad miss. Rebound Ashworth. Creighton flies up the floor. Snap for Neal. Given the 3. Take. Make. Logo 3. They have hit their per-game average in the first half. It is Creighton by 20. Louisville in dire need of a break. Hepburn looked right for Smith. Dumped down the wing for Hadley. He curls, leaves for Hepburn. 16 to shoot. At the logo, hand in his face from Neal. Reluctant dribble. Ball screen left from Traore. Hepburn cutting right. Fadeaway right of the lane is good.
Hepburn doing a really nice job of
lob. Kalkbrenner. Kick corner. Tipped out of bounds by Hadley. That bucket snapped a 19-2 run. It is a tsunami of Blue Jay offense.
It's been incredible, the wide open threes that Creighton is able to get off of their movement. They're now 9 of 16 from the three-point line, and Louisville's had no answer to this avalanche.
And while Creighton's running up the floor, they look to be in great rhythm and have excellent energy. Lots of screen action, difficult corner entry, and out of bounds was Ashworth as he got tied up with Edwards upon entry, tight to the sideline. Louisville ball.
And partner, Louisville has no shot at winning this game if Terrence Edwards Jr. can't get involved in this game. He's 2 of 10 from the floor.
Here comes Hepburn, a slow plodding pace. He saunters up the floor, hard in the logo. Into the front court, left under 90 seconds. 47-29 Creighton. Hepburn comes to the ball. On the right wing, dump into the corner. Smith pops a triple. Flat miss. Neal, good boxing board. Creighton. And another one and done for Louisville.
Rain Smith usually knocks those down. He just doesn't have his game legs back.
First action in 15 days since that high ankle sprain. Neal driving, slams on the brakes, looks for help. Leave left for Green. Great up fake. Hadley in the air. Neal clapping forward, fed to the right wing. 9 to shoot. Ball knocked out of bounds. Foul by Hepburn. That'll be his second. And you can feel the frustration overflowing for Louisville.
Yeah, Hepburn is up into his chest and underneath him. He just moves it to his left side and then swings it through. And as he's doing that down by his knees, Hepburn got his hand in there. That's a good call by the official.
So still bonus time. 3 fouls on Creighton, 8 on Louisville. Neal line right, only a 59% shooter this year. He was just under 70 a season ago. 52.8 seconds, 47-29 Creighton. Front end is good. Creighton has scored 50-plus in a first half twice this year against Butler and in game 2 of the campaign against another former tournament darling at FDU.
Well, they're conditioned to play with pace. If you go to in-leader practices, everything that they do is fast, and we've seen them have that on full display here in the first half.
He hits the second, so Neal makes it a 20-point tilt again. It is 49-29. Hepburn into the front court left. In the right corner against the longer Neal. Good up fake. Feed for Scott. Bounce back to Hepburn. Hepburn down the lane, puts it up. High kiss made, 49-31.
Chucky Hepburn, a little hesitation move, able to get to the front of the rim and finish that one on the right side.
Got about a 2-second differential. Are you holding or best shot?
Best shot.
26 on the game clock, 22 on the shot clock. Creighton ball front court right. Ashworth deliberate just inside of midcourt. His team up 18.
Yeah, they'll take a shot under 7 to try to give themselves an opportunity for an offensive rebound.
Ashworth, 8 to shoot, the offense in earnest. Ashworth, 6 to shoot. Kalkbrenner screen, roll right, moving screen. That'll be Kalkbrenner. That is his first. Yes, so now 6.1 the floor, but they called the use it or lose it +1.
Yes, Stephen Ashworth usually waits for Kalkbrenner to come set that screen. That time he was on the dribble before Kalkbrenner could get set. That's a good call by the official.
And Creighton will sub in Shane Thomas, the former walk-on. He'll take the spot of Neal just in case they have to give a foul. They only have 4 fouls on him.
Yes.
Do you do that if there's even the potential of a good look?
Definitely.
Entry to Hepburn, picked up by Thomas. He gets across, deep right wing 3. Got it! Late life for Louisville. A first half dominated by Creighton, but the final bucket is a Hepburn 3 to make it 49-34 at the break.
Yeah, Thomas tried to foul him in the backcourt, but the referee didn't go for it, and that left a wide open look for Hepburn, who drills it, giving some much-needed momentum for Louisville going into halftime.
This is Louisville's largest halftime deficit of the year. Your halftime score, Creighton 49, Louisville 34. When we return, we'll head back to our Straight Talk Wireless studios for the halftime report. Need more data so you can stream your Jam Mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. For the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You make Hefe moves. You don't just raise the bar, you set it. You're the first one in and the last one out. You're the glue that keeps it all together. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boost, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Hit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Welcome back to the Straight Talk Wireless Studios here in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Halftime in Lexington, the Creighton Blue Jays lead the Louisville Cardinals 49-34. Creighton averages 9 threes per game. They have 9 in the first half, 9 of 16 from deep. Led by as much as 20, it is a 15-point lead at halftime. Game number 2 from Rupp Arena. That'll be the number 1 overall seed. The Auburn Tigers taking on the 16 seed Alabama State. The Hornets kicked off the tournament on Tuesday in the first 4 with that Hail Mary inbound pass. It turned into a last-second win over St. Francis of Pennsylvania. What a way for the Hornets to pick up their first-ever tournament win. Meanwhile, Bruce Pearl's team enters the tourney having dropped 3 out of 4, including to Tennessee in the SEC semis last weekend, but that did not sway the selection committee. The Tigers' full body of work still good enough for that top overall seed. And here is Coach Pearl with our LaFonso Ellis.
Pearl, great year by your team. Historic year in many ways. I mean, 16 quad 1 wins. That's more than any team in the country. What is it about this team that you guys been able to accomplish so much?
You know, Alfonso, first of all, it's great to see you. Great to be with you. We respected all of our opponents. We were ready to play every night. We did not get upset. The teams that did beat us and deserved to beat us. And these guys trusted each other. They made sacrifices. They shared it. We're solid offensively and defensively and just found ways to come out on top most nights.
Coach, 3 years ago when Janai Broome transferred in from Morehead State, did you see him being the player that he is now?
No way. I knew that he had always, reached the level, whatever league he was in, whether it be high school and then going into the OVC, became, one of their best players. But there were questions going to the SEC. Would he be athletic enough? Would he be fast enough? Would he be quick enough? Could he jump high enough? All those different doubters. And he answered. First year, all SEC. Second year, All-American. And third year, in my mind, the player of the year. So he's improved. And he's been loyal to Auburn. He's loved Auburn, and Auburn has loved him.
Chad Baker-Mazar brings great energy and emotion to the game. How important is he for you today?
Well, he's really important. When Chad is going and playing with that passion and playing with that edge, he's one of the best players on the floor. And he's a guy that I trust with the ball in his hands because he can read a ball screen. If it's for him to shoot it, he'll shoot it. If it's for him to turn a corner, he'll turn a corner. And he's a brilliant passer. And at 6'7", 6'8", he's got the size and the length to sort of see over things. So he's like having another point guard on the floor while he's playing on the wing.
How about Miles Kelly? He is such a great player, can shoot it, can drive it. Where does he fit into this group?
He's your classic definition of a 3-and-D guy. I mean, we do a lot of things to try to get him open looks, and if he can see it, no matter how far away from the basket is, he can make it. And he's got really good length. He's worked really hard to improve his defense. And again, I go back to our one-on-one closeouts are going to be so important against a team like Alabama State, who's constantly driving it downhill, and they got great speed and quickness. Hopefully, our length will bother them at the rim if we can defend it without fouling.
And finally, Coach, what are your 2 keys for today?
Well, I think not turn the ball over. I mean, Alabama State, we played them. This is a David and Goliath matchup for sure. At the same time, we scheduled Alabama State last year and played them. Tony brought his team in there, and they played us. They actually outplayed us in the second half. So defending them without fouling, I think, is one. And then number 2, we will continue to play through the post. And we have the advantage on the inside, and we need to take full advantage of it.
Thank you for your time, Coach Pearl, and I wish your team well later today.
Thanks, LaFonso.
LaFonso Ellis with Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl. The Tigers, the number 1 overall seed. They'll take on Alabama State, the 1-16 matchup in the South Region, game number 2 coming up in Lexington. Halftime in game number 1, Creighton, the 9 seed, leads the 8 seed Louisville 49-34. Coming up, we'll check the scoreboard. We'll check in on Purdue and High Point. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Pluto TV has all the shows and movies you love streaming for free. That means laughter is free with gut-busting comedies like The Neighborhood, Boomerang, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bueller. Mystery is free with countless cases to crack from Criminal Minds, Tracker, and Matlock.
I'm a lawyer, like the old TV show.
And thrills are free with heart-pumping hits like The Walking Dead and Pulp Fiction.
Correctamundo.
Feel the free Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY Days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Something amazing is happening here. Teams are using AI to improve performance. That's because CDW data engineers are unlocking the next era of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. With the power to run workloads faster, your business has a better shot at success. Intel and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Intel Client.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Brad Heller back in our Westwood One studios. Creighton leads Louisville by 15 at the half in Lexington. All right, time to check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset and maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to zero. Try for free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter x.com/MVP. Purdue and High Point, the 4-13 matchup in the Midwest. Boilermakers lead it by 6, 31-25. 4 minutes to go in the first half. The first game in Denver about to get started. Wisconsin and Montana, the 3-14 in the East. Here's Badgers head coach Greg Gard.
We're in a better place from a health standpoint. We were a little banged up when we came out of the Big Ten tournament last year. I think we're built differently as a team. I think our depth and kind of how we play is a little different. We've evolved offensively over the last 2.5 years. And I think we've also come down the stretch here from, really early February on with a plan to be ready and ready for March.
Greg Gard in Wisconsin, the 3 seed in the East, will take on the 14 seed Montana in Denver. To listen to any game, the new Westwood One Sports app, also westwoodonesports.com. Halftime in Lexington, Creighton leads Louisville 49-34. We will rejoin John Sadak and LaFonso Ellis at Rupp Arena after this. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
At Meineke, doing car care right means easy payment plans, With multiple financing solutions, Meineke has options specifically designed for people with credit challenges. See your locally owned Meineke today for details on custom payment plans. Visit Meineke.com and schedule an appointment today. Each Meineke is independently owned and operated. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
Riley Herbst here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Back at Rupp Arena in Lexington, John Sadak, Lafonso Ellis, our Westwood One crew. 49-34, the 9-seed Creighton leads the 8-seed Louisville. Some of the stats from the first, Chucky Hepburn, a game-high 18 points to lead the way, but he has been the offense for Louisville, while Creighton far more varied. They have 3 men in double figures, and they have hit 9 threes in 16 tries.
Again, the inability of Louisville to consistently communicate defensively is leading to some wide-open looks for Creighton. And 9 of 16 from 3 is incredible.
It's the most points Louisville's allowed in the first half all year. Louisville's largest halftime deficit of the year. This is a rhythm, though, that Creighton is capable of, and you wonder if the avalanche means the deficit is just too great.
I think Louisville still has the ability to get back in this game, to create some opportunities off their defense to get some easy ones in transition. But Terrence Edwards Jr. has got to get it going. Only 2 of 10 in the first half.
Free throw line favors Creighton 6 of 7. Louisville just 2 of 2. Louisville 4 of 13 from outside, getting outshot grossly and out-rebounded. Your halftime score, 49-34. Creighton, second half, is coming up next. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Empower
Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Westwood One presents great moments in tournament history.
March 13th, 1998. First round in Oklahoma City. Valparaiso and Ole Miss. Valpo down by 2 and the ball at the wrong end of the floor with time for just one shot. Coach Homer Drew designs a Hail Mary play named Pacer for his son Bryce.
Valparaiso trailed by 4 at the half, led by as many as 5 here in the second half. Now they have the ball with 2.5 seconds to go, down 2. The inbounds pass thrown to half court. Jenkins catches, gets to Drew, right wing three-pointer, good! Valparaiso has knocked off Ole Miss.
The Crusaders continued their wizardry the next game, winning in overtime against Florida State to advance to the Sweet 16. Their great run ended in the next round when they lost to Rhode Island. But Drew's three-pointer will always be remembered as another great moment in NCAA tournament history. I'm Kevin Kugler.
Back in Rupp Arena, Creighton 49, Louisville 34. We check the halftime stats, sponsored by Barbasol. Barbasol Shaving Cream delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. Chucky Hepburn leads the way, 18 for Louisville, over half of their scoring, but their leading scorer, Terrence Edwards Jr., 5 points and 2 of 10 shooting, 3 in double digits for Creighton. Their point man in Ashworth leads the way. He's got 13 points, 3 of the team's 9 made threes. Creighton over 56% from the field and deep with 9 triples as a team. Time now to connect with our analyst for the second half keys, sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago electrical connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. All right, LaFonso Ellis, let's get it going. Second half keys, let's ignite it with the leading Creighton Blue Jays.
Yeah, for Creighton, is going to have to continue to take good care of the basketball. Louisville's going to amp up their pressure to try to get some turnovers, to get some easy baskets in transition. And for Louisville, it's simple. Terrence Edwards Jr. is coming off a 29-point game in the ACC tournament. He's 2 of 10 in this game. You've got to get going on the offensive end for Louisville to have any chance to win this game in the second half.
I mean, there were just stretches in the first half where for Creighton, it looked easy. Yeah. It looked instinctual. They looked like they were just practicing while Louisville was gasping trying to keep up.
Oh, no question about it. And part of it is because of all the actions that Creighton runs. It's a ball screen that leads to a back screen, to a flare screen. And when you're guarding that over and over, you can start to have a little bit of defensive fatigue. And if you do that against Creighton, it opens up some wide open threes, which they knocked down 9 of them in the first half.
Yeah, and there were almost times for Creighton, you were on it early. They started, 0 for 5, and you thought they still had good looks.
Yeah.
There was even at times hesitation, a pause in pulling the trigger that seemed to totally evaporate in the last 7-8 minutes.
Once you see one going through from one of your teammates, it can become contagious, and that's exactly what we saw in the first half for Creighton.
Since 1985, teams leading by 15-plus at the half in the tournament in the round of 64 are 2-10-1. The only loss, Alabama to South Alabama. It was a 49-33 game at the half, lost by 2, 86-84. This is 49-34. Creighton in a 9-8 affair. This is a Louisville team playing essentially a home game. It is red everywhere in this giant cathedral of basketball that sits 20,000. Almost every shirt you readily see as we gaze to the filled upper deck as well, red.
It's incredible, and the energy in the building to start this game when it was nip and tuck was phenomenal. Then all of a sudden, Creighton started knocking down some threes again, awfully quiet.
And we'll see what Pat Kelsey can do for a turnaround. Of course, he inherited a team that had nobody coming back, had to re-recruit an entire squad, a team that won just 8 games, led him to 27. He had an in-season renaissance after a jagged beginning to the campaign. Can he engineer another turnaround?
Well, they're going to have to lean on the experience that they've had from the season of playing in the ACC, and particularly against teams like Duke. This team is good defensively. They can shoot the 3. Quiet from 3 in the first half, only 4 of 13. But we continue to say it over and over again. Terrence Edwards Jr. is the key in the second half. He's got to start making buckets to take the pressure off of Chucky Hepburn, who had a phenomenal first half with 18 points in it.
Time now for the start of the second half, sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Louisville clad in white, black lettering and numerals, red drop shadow trim. Creighton in blue, white lettering and numerals outlined in the silver gray. Creighton in italicized caps across the chest. Louisville ball front court right. Second half underway, 49-34 Creighton. And there's Edwards. Free throw line floater is good. You called it, partner. His first bucket.
A screen, re-screen to a ball screen created a wide open look for him just under the foul line.
Ashworth to the front court left, outside left. Feed to Neal up top. Creighton spreads the floor. Ashworth runs end line. Neal trying to create space against the probing hands of Hepburn. Takes him to the painted area. Back to the basket. Pushed out as a double comes. 10 to shoot. 1-on-1 against Hepburn. Feed to Kalkbrenner. 3-ball up top. He got it! The 7-footer drills from deep. He has been mired in a slump and he connects. Louisville ball front court right. Hepburn looking for an answer. He's erupted for 18. Left wing three. Rattles in and out. Box out. Creighton. Playground move out of bounds. Maintained. The high effort as Javon Hadley hangs with him and fires it off the shoulder of McAndrew.
Knowing that you're down, you have to figure a way out how to get second possessions. Javon Hadley on the offensive glass there and saves it off of a Creighton player, able to maintain possession for Louisville.
Hepburn forced a lob entry right into the clutches of Ashworth. Turnover, Blue Jay ball. Kalkbrenner was 2 for his last 18 from 3 entering this game and just hit a 3 last possession. They spaced the floor. Beautiful. 4 out, make it 5. Kalkbrenner screen on the left wing. Lob to Kalkbrenner up top. A lead for Ashworth. He drives down the lane, whips it left corner, quick load, 3-ball. Off target, McAndrew, rebound, Creighton. Green maintained. Right wing Ashworth, end line dribble. Back to the basket, picks up the pound against Hepburn. Bounce to Kalkbrenner, lead for Ashworth. Hepburn slaps at him. Look for Neal, middle of the floor, spinning down the lane, floats it up right hand and in over top of Rain Smith.
Yeah, he caught Rain Smith, who's a much smaller guard, and able to take him to the lane and use that 6'7" frame to shoot right over the top.
Pat Kelsey saying, move it, move it, move it to his offense. Edwards up top. Tried to ball fake, look left. It's Hadley spinning back to the basket, drop of the shoulder against McAndrew. Shot short, foul. That'll be McAndrew's first.
Hadley using the reverse dribble to Charles Barkley, back his guy down into the middle of the floor, able to draw a little contact with the lefty hook over the top.
Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at Empower.com. So free throws pending here for Hadley, 77% on the year.
The Colorado transfer by way of Northeastern. Shoot 46% from 3 in ACC play.
But he misses the first free throw. Noah Waterman returns for Louisville. Hadley, the top rebounder on this Louisville team, had a second foul on the later stage of the first half. Sets for a second, like knee bend, shot, rim and in. The spin carried it home. 54-37, Creighton the lead in the ball. 2 minutes gone in the second. Ashworth, hard on the floor. Look left for Neal. Dribble if he wants. Ball on his right hip. Puts it on the deck right hand. Briefly doubled. Backs off it. Waterman tries to pick up Kalkbrenner. Comes to the ball. Hard screen. Ashworth liberated. Left wing. Up fake. Drive end line. Nice no look. And the cutting Jason Green puts it home. 56-37. Creighton gets big. Trying to extend the defense. Waterman left wing. 3-ball in and out. Loose ball poked at one by Hadley. Whistle and foul. Ashworth, who bumped Hadley. That'll be his first.
Yeah, Hadley's been able to give some energy jolt to that Louisville offense. That's his second offensive rebound here in the second half.
A baseline trigger to come. 2.5 minutes gone. Second stanza. 56-37 Creighton. Creighton has controlled the game since the midway point of the first half. Outside left, Hadley, ball fake, lead left, Waterman, quick load for 3, got it. For Louisville to get back in, it has to hit from deep. The bridge to 16, Creighton to the front court left, Ashworth bumped by Waterman. Picked up in space by Edwards. Look left for Neal, 19 to shoot. Neal surveys headline runners. Lob right for Kalkbrenner, handoff to a curling Ashworth. He steps back, Hepburn hops in the air, 10 to shoot. Feed to Neal, base of the logo. Spin to face, left foot pivot. Ball screen left, Kalkbrenner. On a switch has Waterman, 5 to shoot. Lob right, 3 ball near the horn. Short from McAndrew, rebound Louisville, and Hepburn. Hepburn up the floor, no look. Rain Smith, base logo. 3 balls short, front lip to Neal and Creighton. Neal brings it up. Behind the back dribble. His teammates join him in transition. Creighton's lead at 16. One hand flick to Green, right wing. Chest pass to Ashworth. Right logo, left foot pivot, spinning to face, left hand dribble on a Kalkbrenner pick. 12 to shoot. Picks up the pound, left wing. Looking for help. Feed near midcourt for Neal, 6 to shoot. Deep clock, Neal, outside right, contested 3. Hits heel. Long board, Waterman, Louisville. Cardinals up the floor, 2-touch passes. Hadley, right wing, contested 3. Short. Creighton ball, it's Ashworth. He sprints up the center of the floor. He splits a double, cuts to the rim, tripped up, Baker good, 60 to 40. Headman, Louisville, looking for a leak ahead. Edwards, mid-lane, floats it home.
Well, these two teams are getting up and down the floor right now, partner. It's hard to keep up.
Creighton takes a breath. Ashworth gets across. Louisville subline and Wade and Roots. Ashworth outside right, over 4 minutes gone. Dead ball means immediate. Lob right for Green. Looking for Kalkbrenner, blind pass picked off by Hepburn, 2-on-1 with Edwards. Edwards, Euro, puts it up and in. Transition layup, 58-44.
The ball fake to Hepburn froze the defender and allowed him to get that easy one at the rim.
The crowd as loud as it's been since the infancy of the game when it was still competitive. Creighton still with a comfortable 14-point lead. Neal aggressively defended by Hepburn. Look middle for Ashworth, contested, deep 3, got it! That's his 4th main triple, he's got 18. Edwards outside right, asked for the clear against Green, 5 minutes gone to the second. Step back, contested 3, rim miss, rebound, Kalkbrenner and Creighton.
Louisville's got to start to get those threes off of movement. Those quick jacks are hurting them right now on the offensive end.
Ashworth other end, outside right, front court left, 61-44 Creighton. They now begin their offense. They've been a lot more deliberate last few possessions. Neal outside right, Kalkbrenner cuts to the cup, fed in stride, puts it up, and rushed it. Last rim miss, rebound Rain Smith in transition. He's a shooter, he drives, floats it up left hand, no good, but a foul. And Ashworth thought it was on the floor. There's a timeout on the court, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. 14:24 to go in the second, 61-44 Creighton for the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. This is the men's basketball tournament.
I used to lack confidence until I shopped for a used car with Carfax. With Carfax, I was able to pause for the facts. I saw all the facts, like millions of cars, reported vehicle histories, and found the best values. Thanks to Carfax, I had the confidence to shop like a pro. Facts. A pro car shopper who feels like a winning ping pong champion. Facts. A ping pong champ whose legendary story is now a blockbuster movie. Facts. Starring me, Little Miss Confident. Yeah! Facts. Sorry, you get it. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. You can choose to get out there. Choose your people. You could choose to go for it. No, like really go for it.
4th down, 28-yard line.
Just choose to do something that moves you. Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. Mazda, move and be moved.
I'll wake up. Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Let's check the schedule of tournament games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by the 2027 X15 engine from Cummins, featuring better fuel efficiency, immense power, and backed by 25-plus years of experience. The 2027 X15 is built to rise above the challenges of tomorrow. The X15, forever rising. On tap here in Lexington, the 16-1 matchup, Alabama State and Auburn. And in the second session, the 15 Wofford, the 2 Tennessee, the 10 Utah State against the 7 UCLA. In our 9-8 affair, it's the 9 Creighton 61, the 8 Louisville 44, 14-24 to go in the second half. Foul before the break to Creighton Stephen Ashworth. That is his second, team's third. So line right, it is Rain Smith, a left-handed shooter, first up and in.
Yeah, this will be helpful for Rain Smith because everything that he's taken so far has been short. That lets me know that he's got fatigue in his legs. But with the shooter, oftentimes, you can just see it go through the rim once. It can get you going, and Louisville certainly needs him to get going.
He hits 2 at 61-46. Creighton the lead of the ball. Chucky Hepburn has been aggressive defensively. He has Ashworth right between the rings. Look to Kalkbrenner, spin to face, chin and spin. Look right for Zugic, getting his first time to shine here in the second. On the right wing, McAndrew playing catch. Kalkbrenner, Ashworth, jump give opposite Neal. He jumps to get it, pops into the lane. Free throw line between the legs, loses Hadley, leads to the contact, shot short, and he tumbles, somersaults on the ground, a foul. That'll be Hadley's third personal.
Yeah, Hadley did a really nice job with his contained defense, but at the last moment he reached, which got him off balance, and Jemiah Neal able to attack him to the right side. Really well done by number 5 in blue.
So Jemiah Neal to the line. He's closing in on 1,000 points in his career. He's got 14 today. He needs 30 more, and he's open for a chance to play Saturday against the winner of Auburn and Alabama State, but he bricks the first back heel. The Jeep Celebration event is your next chance to start a brand new adventure. Hurry in for an exceptional offer on Jeep's Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs, and let the ride of a lifetime begin. Second free throw is good. 13:57 to go, second half. There's a lot of time, but there's not that much time for Louisville. Granted, how the game has gone, 62-46.
Dribble penetration, post, and kick. They've got to get some motion to be able to get those threes off.
Hepburn had it knocked away by Neal. No possession exchange. Hadley, as it disrupted, hit out of bounds by Zugic on the baseline. 18 to shoot. Louisville trigger.
Yeah, Louisville needs more movement on the offensive end. They've got to change that ball from side to side, then look to attack, and that'll lead to some wide open three-point opportunities.
Louisville has not rallied from a deficit larger than 15 to win this year. Creighton's lead today ballooned at 1 point to 20. Hepburn calls the break, fronted by the length of Neal. Kick to Hadley, right corner, up the wing right for Ruth, who already has an electric dunk. Crossing over, Kalkbrenner goes to the rim, puts it up left hand, rattles away. Loose ball, Kalkbrenner, Creighton on the push, Zugic surveys. Underhand flip to Neal, jab step with the right foot. Hops into the paint, fall away, free throw line extended, rattles in. That's a tough shot over Rain Smith.
Able to dribble drive to his right side, steps back to get separation and knock that one down over Rain Smith.
Hepburn, great feed. Waterman glides to the cup, puts it home, left block, right hand, 64-48. Creighton up the floor, subs at the table, both teams. Ashworth bumped by Hepburn. Flick up top, McAndrew. Look left for Zugic. Hard front, Waterman denying Kalkbrenner. Zugic goes right down the lane, puts it up, rejected by Roofs, and a foul. 7 minutes gone in the second, 64-48 Creighton.
Bruce is a little over-aggressive there, and anytime you have a guy up in you over-aggressive, you should put it on the deck and drive the basketball, and that's exactly what happened on that possession.
So Roofs has his first. Creighton's been living at the line of late. It'll be Zugic here, 76% shooter. Did not play the first dozen games after coming stateside from Montenegro. He was awaiting clearance from the NCAA Eligibility Center. He still does not yet have a class year listed. Wow. Trying to filter that out.
Yeah. shooting about 35% from 3 on the year, but 5 of 9 over his last 3.
It's the first subs, both teams. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. So Creighton 8 of 10 at the line. Louisville 5 of 6. Zugic looking for the second. 13 minutes clean to go in the second half. Shot in the air, and it rattles free. Rebound to Roots in Louisville, 65-48 Creighton. Hepburn up the floor. Has not scored since the break. He led Louisville with 18 at halftime. Hepburn look left for Hadley. Ball screen left and eyes. Drives on Zugic. Puts it up. Rejected by Kalkbrenner. Catches his own block shot. Flicked up top 10 to shoot. Edwards puts it on the deck right hand. Hard ball screen goes with it against Traore. Into the lane. Floats it up. Right handed. Good.
Able to snake that ball screen and keep his defender on his left hip and able to shoot that one softly over the top of the outstretched Kalkbrenner arms.
One of the best shot blockers in college basketball. Yes. Kalkbrenner comes to the ball. Look left for Ashworth. Feed right for Neal. 13 to shoot. 15-point lead for Creighton. And they are deliberately working their possessions. Neal outside right. 6 to shoot. Neal threads the bounce pass Ashworth. Tough angled shot is a miss. Glass and rim, rebound Hadley. Louisville 5 on 4, up the floor. Kick corner. Edwards for 3, left wing. Flat side rim. Long rebound, loose on the deck. Rugby scrum, won by Ruth from his backside. Bounce pass to Edwards. Kick out of the right wing. Back up top to Edwards. 15 to shoot. Fake right. Drive left on Neal. Whistle and foul on the floor on Neal is first. There is a timeout on the court. Your score, 65-50. Creighton leads Louisville. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more this doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rush? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Download the official NCAA March Madness live app, and you can listen to every Westwood One broadcast of the men's and women's basketball tournament for free. Just look for the headphones icon on any live game. And if you're in the car, it seamlessly integrates with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Get the official NCAA March Madness live app today. 11:45 to go, second half. It's all Creighton, 65-50 on top of Louisville. A heavily pro-Louisville crowd. This 20,000-seat arena. Rupp is Louisville East. It is all red in the seats that surround the second deck as well. It's fairly flush. But this is a Louisville team, LaFonso, that they're more of a volume three-point shooting team. They're below average in the ACC nationally. This is one of their worst outside shooting days of the year.
Yeah, they've not shot it well, and I think it's because of fatigue. Everything is hitting the front of the rim. The positive is Terrence Williams, who struggled in the first half, only 2 of 10 from the field, is now 4 of 6. But Chucky Hepburn, who had 18 in the first half, has more been a facilitator here in the second half. He's got to be more aggressive and look for his.
He pulls the trigger and lob to Traore. Up top, Rain Smith. 3-ball rejected, and he re-sprained the ankle. He is on his back, writhing in pain. Traore layup, whistles Blair. Smith knew it immediately. His face burst into a grimace, and he is pounding a clenched left fist on the floor as he got a shot swatted by Kalkbrenner on a 3 top of the key. He crumpled down as his foot gave way.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Ryan Kalkbrenner making a great move to come from underneath the basket to block that shot from the three-point line. And Rain Smith, it almost is weird because when he actually did it, when he jumped, you could see how he actually raised his right leg in pain. So something not right with that lower right leg of his.
Yeah, it wasn't on the block. Yeah. It was during the rise to shoot.
Agreed. Because I thought maybe he landed on Kalkbrenner's foot and rolled it, but that certainly was not the case.
And he is understandably emotional and in visible pain, surrounded now by the athletic training staff as he rides on the floor just inside the arc in front of our broadcast position. John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis here at our Grainger broadcast position. Rupp Arena in Lexington. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Yeah, Rain Smith, a brilliant outside shooter. He suffered a high ankle sprain March the 5th against Cal. Had not played since and missed 4 games. He did try to warm up in the ACC tournament. Could not go. And you just pain for that young man beyond even the physical pain that certainly warranted and merited, the emotional pain of knowing what might be lost as an opportunity.
Yeah, poor kid, man. As a guy who was often injured during my NBA career, I can't stand seeing young people get injured, man. And the time, energy, and effort that you put into the game to try to get back, it's just unfortunate. Sad to see.
He's up to a standing position, putting no weight on his right foot. His arms are wrapped around 2 different members of the support staff, a towel draped over his head. And he is with very ginger strides on the toes of his left sneaker, essentially being carried off the floor.
Poor kid. Man, my heart just goes out to him.
107 made threes this year, the second most in the storied history of the Louisville program.
Yes, his coach calls him Big Game Rain as a freshman. Played against North Carolina, knocked down 8 threes in that game.
He led the ACC in threes per game, and he is not going to the bench. He is being heavily aided down the tunnel to the locker room.
Sometimes you have a teammate go down like that. It can supercharge the remaining guys out there. Let's see if that can be the case for the Louisville Cardinals.
Inbound to Ashworth. Creighton ball right to left. 65-52. Creighton the lead and the ball. 11 and a half to go in the second. Ashworth at the logo. Toss left for Zugic. Lob to Kalkbrenner, who was 3-quartered, and he banks it with the right hand. He's just that big. 67-52. Louisville the other end. Hepburn outside right. Beat up by Zugic. Takes him into the paint. Puts it up. High floater. Miss. Bricked off glass. Won by Waterman. Louisville ball. Feed middle to Edwards. They reset. Hepburn cuts into the lane. Edwards surveys. Driving left hand. Nearly loses his balance. Jump stop. Up fake. Floater. Back iron miss. Loose ball too deep with Louisville. And Neal has the bouncing ball. Creighton up the floor. Zugic saw seam. He drives. Curls. And gives back to Neal. They reset. You can feel the vice-like grip the Blue Jays have. Neal driving on Edwards, knocked him down with the drop left shoulder, and he banks it home, 69-52.
Jemiah Neal able to get to his right hand, draw contact, create space, and finish that right at the rim with his right hand.
2 subs at the table for Louisville. They have looked gassed for some time. Waterman dumped to Traore left block. He backs out, lead for Hadley on the left wing. He drives. Kalkbrenner picks him up on help with Zugic. Brief double. They swap off into man. 9 to shoot. Traore probing dribble down the lane. And a whistle and a blocking foul on Zugic. That'll be his second.
That's something Traore can bring to the game there. When he can find that he's in a one-on-one situation, after he looks and the defenders are all spread out because of the three-point shooting ability or the threat of that from Louisville, he's got to be willing to take his guy one-on-one, and that's exactly what he did there.
Jemiah Neal, by the way, closing in on his third double-double of the year. He's got 19 points, 9 boards, and 5 assists. Louisville has 7 assists as a team.
And Jemiah Neal makes him different.
Lob entry to Scott. Lee for Hepburn inside the arc on high. Picked up by Neal. Look to Edwards down the lane. Floats it up over Zugic and in. And you can see Zugic play a little softer after the foul.
Terrence Edwards making a strong curl cut, had him trailing, and that's what created that wide open look at the rim.
Just beyond the midway point of the second. 69-54. Creighton. Kalkbrenner, left foot pivot. Pound if he wants. Ball held aloft, has to get rid of it. Flick to Zugic on the right wing. Ball screen, Kalkbrenner. 10 to shoot. Great feed to Kalkbrenner. Soft layup. The finger finish at the rim, 71-54.
James Scott's relaxed on the weak side, and Kalkbrenner just dove to the basket.
Green ready to sub in for Creighton. Edwards picks it up. Bounce to Waterman, top of the arc. Front court right. Looking for Hepburn. Feeds him left wing. Quick trigger three. No. Loose ball. Tie up Waterman and Kalkbrenner. They bark some at each other. A jump ball. Send it the other way. So Zugic out. And Green comes in. It'll be Creighton ball right to left. How can Louisville find a way to get the stops or perhaps even more importantly turnovers at times?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to play a little differently defensively in ball screen situations or any exchanges. They got to look to double those to force Creighton to try to make long passes, try to pick it off and get some easy ones in transition. Right now they're playing long clocks against this Creighton offense.
Ashworth, top of the key, three, hits heel, big spin, hits rim again, won by Louisville. It's Scott who funnels forward. Hepburn in transition. Feed left Ashworth. Quick load corner for Roots. Waist-high dribble with the right hand. Louisville. Time not in its favor. Hepburn pause. Drives end line. Circles into the lane. Fake left. Drive right against Green. Tries to wrap around to nobody. Loses handle out of bounds. Creighton ball.
You got to give a lot of credit to Creighton's defense. Their ability in the second half to keep the basketball in front has kept them out of rotation and forcing you to make a one-on-one shot in front of the rim. Chucky Hepburn just fatigued on that one and lost that one out of bounds. He literally banged it off with his own left thigh.
Kalkbrenner subs out. It'll be the return of Frederick King. Creighton ball right to left. And a slow walk up the floor for Jemiah Neal, who's had a brilliant day on both ends because he's often handled Hepburn on the defensive side. Hepburn can feel a screen lying in wait. Bounce goes to King, outside right. Hand off to Ashworth. Defender got shook on the screen. Edwards tumbled down. Feed to Neal middle. Fire down low to King. He couldn't handle and trying to track it down. Playgrounds it into Louisville. Cardinals up the floor. Edwards. Look left. Waterman. Quick load for three. Got it. Louisville had been 1 of 9 since the break from 3. It's 71-57.
Able to get it out in transition. That Creighton defense in the middle of the floor, creating a wide open look from the corner, and Waterman drills it from the left side.
Ashworth picks up the pound, left wing, front court left, dump to King, left block. Back to the basket against Scott, muscles him in, drops the shoulder, and his shot rejected, tries to go back up, jump ball. That was a good call. The arrow will favor Louisville. 7:52 to go in the second. Could there be late live? Creighton 71, Louisville 57. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
Oh, oh, oh.
engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure with great deals on our legendary Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs, like the Grand Cherokee 4xE, our most capable Grand Cherokee ever, the Jeep Wrangler 4xE, our most capable Wrangler ever, or the Jeep Compass, our most affordable SUV. Hurry in for an exceptional offer during the Jeep Celebration event and let the adventure of a lifetime begin. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Brad Hiller in our Westwood One studios. Time now for a tournament bracket update sponsored by Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. It's bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and it works. Green Gobbler, let the gobbler get it. Purdue is led by as much as 10 over High Point. The Boilermakers now just up 4, 49-33. They are early in the second half. That's the 4-13 matchup in the Midwest. 3-14 in the East, Wisconsin and Montana. The Badgers shooting 50%. They are up 24-18 on Montana. 8 minutes to go in the first half. You can hear those games on the brand new Westwood One Sports app, also on WestwoodOneSports.com. Let's get you back to Lexington now. We rejoin John Sadak and LaFonso Ellis.
A kind thanks. We check some of the numbers, sponsored by GoodRx. For simple, smart savings in your prescriptions, go to GoodRx.com or download the free GoodRx app. Creighton is 4 in double figures. 19 for Jemiah Neal, is quickly closing in on a double-double. 18 for Chucky Hepburn of Louisville. None since the break. Terrence Edwards Jr. is 15, and 5 of the 7 made buckets since halftime. It's Louisville ball, front court right. Hepburn up top. Lob left for Waterman. Up fake, drive end line. Blocking foul on Neal. He slipped by him and Neal tumbled. So Jemiah Neal has his second.
Yeah, ball screen there to a fade screen for Waterman in the corner. Caught his guy trying to close out to take away the three and drove him to the left, drawing that foul.
And Louisville just 2 of 10 from 3 since the break. And Rain Smith, their most prolific outside shooter, crumpled down in pain after he clutched at his lower right half after a shot block by Kalkbrenner on a three-point try. Hepburn up top, hasn't been as aggressive. He drives, puts it up over Kalkbrenner and in. He went right at one of the best shot blockers in the country. It's 71-59. Creighton up the floor, right to left. Ashworth surveys. Green denied hard, right wing by Hadley. Ball screen, Kalkbrenner, roll right with it on a switch. Waterman, cut back left, 10 to shoot. Slam on the brakes, mid lane. Looking for help. Middle for Neal, 7 to shoot. At the logo, drifting right, 5 to shoot. Neal harassed by Waterman, 2 to shoot. Puts it up at the horn. Got it! The long 2 is true. That is a tough bucket. 73-59. The life that Louisville had again evaporated by clutch Creighton shooting.
Hesitation, dribble to the left, froze the defender and allowed him to be able to get a clean look at the rim.
Louisville ball, front court right. Waterman up top, defended by McAndrew. Lead for a curling Edwards. He's picked up by McAndrew. Fake left, drive right. Barely keeps his balance. 5 to shoot. Snap left wing. It's Roos for 3. Miss. And a foul push. Looking for the loose ball underneath as Ashworth was shoved to the deck.
Yeah, Ashworth had inside position there on Waterman, and as a big, you try to fight yourself and not do that, but he put 2 hands there on Ashworth, knocked him down, and that was a good call by the official.
That'll be Waterman's second, so it's 3 fouls on Louisville, 6 on Creighton. Keep that in mind. It's 1 away from Louisville being in the bonus. Ashworth to Kalkbrenner, top of the arc. We approach 6 minutes, second half, 73-59. Creighton. Neal, jab step, left foot pivot. Crossover right to left, Kalkbrenner screen. Switch picked up by Waterman, 10 to shoot. Crossing him over, driving down the lane, puts it up with the right hand. High kiss, miss, one-hand rebound, Louisville. It's Hadley up the floor, looking at Hepburn. Up fake behind the back move. Splits a double and lays it home. Oh, an electric take, 73-61. Creighton ball front court left, double screen, Ashworth up top. Ashworth roll right, kick to Green, hesitant wing 3, flat miss, weak side ropes, here comes Louisville. Hepburn up the floor. Hepburn show and shake on Neal. He glides to the cut, reverse, rejected by Kalkbrenner. Creighton ball. Neal up the floor. You can feel Creighton saying, slam the brakes here.
Yes.
Kalkbrenner, left foot pivot, dribble if he wants. Feeds Ashworth right wing. Caught at by Hepburn. Sub to the table for Louisville. McAndrew left wing, up top Neal. Timer to single digits. Now the offense in earnest. Roll right, Neal at the logo. 7 to shoot. Cut left in a Kalkbrenner screen. He's got Waterman 4 to shoot. Neal, contested 3! Off the iron, no. Tipped by Creighton. Foul on the floor. And this is going to go on Louisville in pursuit of that miss.
Wow. I thought Javon Hadley, number 1 for Louisville, had great inside position and sealed. But then all of a sudden you look at he had his left arm wrapped around. That's a good call by the official.
But they're going to call it here on Edwards as his first.
Wow.
Hadley is 3. It would be his 4th.
Yeah, it was Hadley who had the left arm wrapped around his back. I'm surprised.
Might they correct that later? James Scott back in for Louisville. Baseline trigger to come from Ashworth. Far side, front court left. Lob entry to Kalkbrenner off the right elbow. Puts it on the deck with the right hand. Under 5 minutes, 73-61 Creighton. Bad pass, drain to the lane, taken away by Louisville. It's Roots. Lee for Hepburn. Louisville in the front court right. Left wing 3 for Edwards. Flat miss. Weak side Neal. He thought he got hit.
Gonna put a little bit more air under that basketball.
And Pat Kelsey was irate, and he just got teed up, and he now claps at the official. He backpedals his assistants right in front, but he was furious, believing there was a foul in the act of the triple by Edwards, and he has received the game's first technical foul.
Little blocks from this angle and couldn't see. I thought it was actually a clean contest.
So a giant tech with 4:41 to go. It's a 12-point game.
Someone just threw a bottle of water on the floor coming from the left of us from the end zone.
It is an overwhelmingly pro-Louisville crowd, and there are droplets splashed everywhere in front of the Creighton bench.
When we talk about decorum, we need fan decorum as well. They don't realize that you can injure a player out there, just a little small speck of water. Some guy slips and all of a sudden he's injured.
Towel squad is out. We pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
This is Mike Tirico. Join us for exclusive coverage of the Masters this April on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
You see it?
Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky, 73-61. Creighton leads Louisville. We have 4:41 to go. A technical foul assessed to Louisville's first-year head coach, Pat Kelsey, who's an emotional, intense man. He thought that one of his best players, his leading scorer, Terrence Edwards Jr., was fouled in the act of a 3. His word so significant, he received the game's first technical. The response from this overwhelmingly pro-Louisville crowd, it's almost Yum Center East here, was to throw a bottle of water on the floor. The PA announcer just informed everyone, security is scanning the stands. You throw anything on the floor, you're gone.
Yeah, you got to protect the players, the coaches, everyone participating in the game, and that's an unfortunate incident there. You got to always maintain control when you're a fan. Somebody can get injured, and we don't want to see that.
They are still trying to dry up the hardwood in front of the Creighton bench to our left. We check the attendance. Sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats is delivering game day meals from hundreds of your local favorites all week. Order now on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details. There are 20,125 in attendance here at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. This is one of the grand cathedrals of college basketball. They love college hoops here.
Oh, indeed. I've had the privilege of playing here when I was in college, and man, the atmosphere is electric. My wife and daughter, mother-in-law was sitting up in the stands. We were up. They came out in the second half, got a big dunk. Crowd went nuts, woke up my baby, and then we lost the game as well. Not a good day for the Ellises.
Long break in the action.
Yes.
Cleaning up the water. Does that favor a Louisville team that's thin and needs some air?
It doesn't favor them, but it certainly does help them because we talked about their lack of depth in terms of skilled players, and they were having to defend multiple actions against Creighton. You can see them dragging as they were coming up the floor, so this allows them to be able to catch their breath, get a little bit of pop back in their legs, and I think that's part of the reason why they've been missing their open threes as well. With this rest break, let's see if this helps.
Keep in mind, at the time of the Tech, 2 of 12 from 3 this half, 6 of 25 on the game. The Louisville, not an efficient outside shooting team, but a volume three-point team. It's a big part of their offense, and they trail by 12. We have not had a single-digit game since it was 34-25. That was at the 5-12 mark in the first half. A great effort by the many with towels and mops trying to sop up the water, but there's just so much, and they're trying to make sure it's as safe as possible.
Well, it was a closed bottle, but then it exploded. The lid came off as it hit the floor, and that created a lot of water down there on the floor. They've been working diligently at it for a while now.
Today's broadcast of the 2025 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. So here's Stephen Ashworth to the line, best in the Big East, top 5 in the country, a 93% free throw shooter to shoot the technical free throws. He's 2 for 2 at the line today. First is up in the air and good.
When he shoots that, he has beautiful technique, and it is rare that it even touches the rim.
That snaps a more than 2-minute scoreless stretch for Creighton. Second is up in the air. He's automatic. He buries both, and the lead back to 14 for Creighton.
Yeah, 2 free throws and the basketball. That really puts Louisville at a disadvantage.
Rain Smith is back on the bench, but he has no sneaker on his right foot. He is watching from the MC. Entry backcourt right, Ashworth walks it up. Creighton's been incredibly deliberate in the half court for some time. Neal flies to the ball. He's got a double-double with 21 and 11. Gets fed on the left wing in rhythm by Ashworth, who runs end line. Neal says, don't screen. Give me the isolation against Bruce. 7 to shoot. Roll right. Hard screen by Kalkbrenner. Neal sees the seam. 3 to shoot. Neal crossing over. Neal elbow J on the way. At the horn. Rattles in. It rims and kisses home. It's the first time a Creighton player's had 20, 10, and 5 in an NCAA tournament game. 77-61. Hepburn drive on Green. Floats it up. Off glass miss. Rebound Creighton.
Boy, you could just tell the look on Chucky Hepburn's face when he missed that. That was a deflating miss right at the rim.
77-61. And you can see Greg McDermott hand signaling to his team. Work that clock.
Yes.
Ashworth outside right. 3.5 to go. Look left for Neal. Bounce to Kalkbrenner. Isolated against James Scott. Backs him down. Backs him down. Double comes late. He spins end line. Floater off iron to miss. Weak side won by Louisville and Hadley. Up the floor, Hepburn. He snaps right wing for Edwards. Extra pass to Hadley between the legs, driving into the paint, puts it up right hand. Banker good. Timeout Louisville. Well, the Cardinals have 2 left. There's a timeout of the court. 3:15 to go in the second. Creighton leads 77-63. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative.
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
Terms subject to change.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today.
Choose Syntec full synthetic motor oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You can listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament for free on the Varsity Network app. Listen to every game live or on demand. Download the Varsity Network app now and search NCAA Championships. John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis, our Westwood One crew. It's 77-63. Creighton the lead. Correction, 1 timeout left for Louisville. 3 for Creighton. 6 fouls on Creighton. 5 on Louisville. The margin got as large as 20 in Creighton's favor. Creighton LaFonso has led this game for 34 minutes and has been cruising fairly comfortably most of the second half.
Well, they've been wise about it, and we talked over and over again how effective they've been from the three-point line. 11 of 24 from 3 in this game for a team that makes about 9 per game. And once they got the lead, all of a sudden they forced Louisville to have to guard long possessions, which is such a smart move by Greg McDermott.
And Jemiah Neal has been sensational. 23 points to lead the game, 11 rebounds to lead the game, 5 dimes to lead the game. So it's a baseline trigger for Creighton. Jason Green will handle front court right. Calls the break. Looking near side. Baseball pass up the floor. Goes to Neal. He's ahead of the field for a right-hand slam. Touchdown, Creighton. It's a career day for Jemiah Neal, who's erupted for 25. Ruth's front court right. Feed middle for Hepburn. Swing move. Contested 3 up top. Hits heel miss. Rebound Kalkbrenner at Creighton. And it feels fait complete with under 3 to go.
Yeah, there's just 1 clock now. And as they've done over the last 5 minutes of this game, has forced Louisville to play long clocks defensively.
The loudest the Creighton fans have been on the game, chanting CU opposite the Creighton bench. Kalkbrenner outside right. Front court left. 8 to shoot. Lee for Neal, who has been fantastic. 4 to shoot. Neal up top, 2 to shoot. Right to left, crossover, contested 2. Got it! It is Jemiah Neal's day, and we're just living in it. He's got 27. It's 81-63. Louisville front court right. Edwards contested 3. Money.
Well, Louisville needed a lot more of that here in the second half.
And here's their first real ball pressure. In part because as they give the foul, as Neal gets hit by Hepburn, they haven't had many makes, so they can't pressure.
Exactly.
Timeout of the court, 2:03 to go in the second half. 81-66 Creighton. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Without maintenance teams behind the scenes, everything stops. Even the game. Lights, broadcast equipment, cooling, you ensure the assets that matter most work. MaintainX was built for professionals like you. A modern maintenance app that helps manage work orders, schedule maintenance, and track inventory. So keep the madness on the court, not in your operations. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain in the letter X.com/MVP.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get the Westwood One Sports app today. John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis, our Westwood One crew at Rupp Arena in Lexington. Creighton cruising most of the game, 81-66. The Blue Jay lead, 2:03 to go in the second half. The 9 has been all over the 8 Louisville here in Lexington.
Yeah, and it started with a barrage of threes. They were able to get some early clean looks, Creighton, in the first half and weren't able to knock them down. But all of a sudden they saw one go through and it became contagious. 9 made threes in the first half alone, and here in the second half, you do what you should do when you're up, is force your opponents to have to play long possessions, and when you got a guy who's been able to create his own offense off the dribble like Jemiah Neal has all night, it puts you in a great situation. He scored 8 of the last 10 Creighton points.
Foul before the break to Louisville's Chucky Hepburn, his third, team 6. 6 fouls on both teams, bonus rest of the way. Baseline trigger, backcourt right, entry to Neal for Creighton, middle for Green, up the floor, Kalkbrenner, feed middle, whistle and foul. Traore gives it against Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner, a 68% free throw shooter. He normally goes to the line a lot. He's top 5 in the Big East in free throw attempts. He only has an and one free throw try that he made today.
Part of that is all of the post-up situations today. He's been double-teamed and making the right decisions out of those double teams.
Down Traore, his second. We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. Line left, front end for Kalkbrenner is a miss. Tapped out of bounds, and it will be Louisville ball. 1:56 to go second half. 81-66. Creighton leads. This Louisville team that suffered a series of injuries during the year saw Rain Smith return today, but at the 11:37 mark, left in visible pain.
Yes, and that deflated the entire arena.
Hepburn outside right, front court right. Edwards up top, pushes a three and hits it. It looked like he was looking for contact more than the shot, and he drained it. Full court pressure for Louisville. Touch passes Ashwood. Up the heart of the floor, sees a triple coming, circles back. 3 seconds to get it across, and he alertly calls timeout. Smart move by the senior.
He's made such great decisions today, and that's just another one. He's been great in ball screen situations, finding guys open, and when it mattered most and they're going to get a 10-second call, he calls timeout.
Timeout on the court. Your score, 1:36 to go in the second. Creighton 81, Louisville 69. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Back in Lexington, Rupp Arena, John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis, our Westwood One crew. Creighton has the ball out of its call timeout, 22 to shoot. Entry backcourt right, alert timeout by the point man, Stephen Ashworth. Best Louisville pressure of the day. It's a modest 6-0 Louisville run to draw a touch closer. Entry to Neal, who's been fantastic. He's doubled and fouled. It was Waterman and Hepburn who converged, and Neal will have a chance to add to his total, and Hepburn's going to get the foul, which will be his fourth. He is not happy. Waterman's trying to politic to get it for himself.
Anything you can this late in the game. And how good has Jemiah Neal been on both ends of the floor? Drew the assignment of Chucky Hepburn on the defensive end, and anytime Louisville seemed to start to get close, he had the answer, whether it be a 3-ball, pull-up Jay going left, going right, and taking advantage of his mismatch. He's been superb in this game.
Line left, front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Career high 28. He has 11 field goal makes. He has 11 rebounds and 5 dimes.
Efficient, 11 of 16 from the floor.
Searching for a second. Louisville 5 of 6 at the line as a team. Free throw in the air and good. Creighton now 12 of 16 as a team. Louisville sprinting up the floor in dire need of scores. Behind the back move, Edwards down the lane against Ashworth. Shot altered by the help of Kalkbrenner, loose out of bounds. And it will remain Louisville ball.
How discouraging is it where you beat your guy and Kalkbrenner's nowhere around, and then he comes out of nowhere to at least contest the shot at the top? the impact that he has on the game for Creighton defensively is remarkable.
Baseline entry, lob to Waterman, lead for Roos. They need a quick shot. Look left for Hadley, down the lane, puts it up left-handed in. Kalkbrenner forced him left, 83-71. And issue securing the ball for a clean entry as it squirted into the corner. Late sub Traore back in. Looks like Hadley subs out. Keep in mind, Hepburn is playing with 4 fouls.
Same deal here is you try to deny the inbounder. And if you can't get it, go for a steal. If you don't get a steal, you try to get a 10-second count in the backcourt or foul right away.
Entry to Neal. Traore subbed in to foul him. He's trying to give it. They call the whistle. 1:10 to go. So Traore to the other end. This is now 9 fouls on Louisville. So this will be the last of the 1-and-1s.
And Traore smiles at the referee because the referee didn't call the foul until like the 7th tap. He's like, what do you want me to do, tackle him?
So Traore's got 3. So we have had issue with the scoreboard and the stats matching. The timeouts didn't match. Right now the fouls don't match. Stats show 8 on Louisville. Scoreboard shows 9. But scoreboard was right about timeouts earlier, so I'm leaning scoreboard.
I love your allegiance.
And Dan Peters confirms. Stats man to the Stars. Free throw is a miss, and to us. He slumps sometimes. Hadley trying to drive, gets bumped and fouled. Hit by Jason Green. That'll be his first. So it's 7 on Creighton. 1:05 to go. It's Creighton by a dozen.
Doesn't seem like it, but there's still a lot of time. And I love the fact that Louisville's pushing that basketball up the floor, looking for early strikes. And if you could put some fouls on Creighton in transition, now all of a sudden you get an opportunity to put some points on the board without the clock moving, because clearly the clock is your enemy right now.
And it looks like it's Hepburn's going to sub out with 4 fouls. Hadley line right to shoot 1-and-1.
Little offense-defensive move with Hepburn right now for the rest of the game.
James Scott has come in, so Louisville's gotten noticeably bigger. Front end for Hadley is good. Now keep in mind, it's been all about Jemiah Neal, who's 29 points, 4th most by Creighton player ever in the NCAA tournament. Hadley, second in the air, is good. So Traore in, Hadley out. 10-point game, 1:05 to go.
Got to go for a steal here, partner. Don't get it, got to foul right away. Try to continue to extend this game.
And they will not pressure the inbounder. Green looking, flicks it into Neal. Foul given immediately by Ruths. And Neal, for all of his impact on this game, on his year and career, not a great free throw shooter, will go other ends.
I like the late game execution defensively here from Louisville. Guys are dialed in and making the right decisions to foul. That's going to come down to Creighton's ability to be able to knock down free throws to salt this game away.
Trying to become the 4th man in Creighton history with 30 or more in the big dance. First in the air, rim glass miss. Kalkbrenner at 31 against North Carolina State a couple of years ago. That's when Creighton went to the Elite 8 for the 2nd time in program history. Neal set for a second. It's in the air, and it hits heel. A miss. Rebound, Green, Creighton ball. Kick out to Ashworth. They got a foul. And we'll get a whistle from the baseline.
I think it's a clock issue.
Timer probably should have got a 20.
Yeah.
They put it to a full 30.
Yes.
There was no possession exchange they had maintained, so it'll be moved down to 15 for entry.
But that's why teams work at the end of practices all the time on foul line blockouts. Man, what a missed opportunity there for Louisville.
And Louisville made its defensive subs with Scott and Traore returning. They're not going to allow them to, because there shouldn't be this break. It was a clock issue. They're going to make Hepburn with 4 fouls come back, along with Hadley with 3. 59.4 seconds, 83-73 Creighton. Green calls the break at the hash far side. Inbound, right back to him, 2-hand jam. He fed Neal in the corner, who kicked it right back to Green, who was able to glide to the cup for a jam.
The ball fake to the backcourt is what set that up.
Hepburn down the lane. Kalkbrenner rejects at the cup. Creighton ball, 47 seconds, Louisville's not valid. Now the foul given with 44 seconds to go. And it's going to be Ashworth, who's about as money as anyone in America, trying to add to a 12-point lead.
And who is that yet again? Ryan Kalkbrenner. When he's not blocking shots or altering shots, he's blocking shots. Hepburn tried to try him because he thought he was late coming over, and denied by Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Foul to Ruth's his third. So Ashworth, who has 20 points, 4 for 4 at the stripe today. Line left for 2. First in the air is good.
That's now Ryan Kalkbrenner's 399th block shot, second in Creighton history. Only behind the great Benoit Benjamin, who I think has 411.
And there are still tournament games to come, it would appear.
Yes.
Ashworth hits his second, 87-73. Louisville up the floor. We approach 40 seconds. Hepburn outside the arc right, picks it up. Bounce to Adley, spin to face. Takes Neal into the paint, puts it up left hand, good. Louisville's got one timeout. Entry Ashworth splits a double. Great head man to Green. Two-head jam. Timer off. 89-75. The exclamation point for Creighton.
Louisville tried to foul in the backcourt, missed it, and now all of a sudden had odd even in transition for Creighton.
Hepburn 3 contested by Kalkbrenner. All fire miss. Tracked down by Green. Louisville won't foul. Creighton can dribble it out. A barrage of threes early. And a boat race day as the Blue Jays offense and defense perform at both ends. The Blue Jay fans who flew in from Omaha stand the final 5 seconds fade. And the horn hits. Creighton's campaign continues. The Blue Jays bounce Louisville. Greg McDermott's team has won at least one NCAA tournament game in 5 straight seasons. Your final 89-75. It is all Blue Jays to get us underway in the round of 64. Just a terrific display by this Creighton club that showed such moxie and poise, a connectedness, and oh yeah, some super hot shooting.
Yes, and how about the ability to be able to stay in character when they miss so many early ones, like in the first 5 minutes of the first half, and yet all of a sudden they continue to move that basketball side to side. Stephen Ashworth finding open guys. They knocked down an open three, and then they just started to rain them in from there, creating the separation and then the discipline to force Louisville late to have to play long possessions in the shot clock and to close this thing out. Excellent first day and first game of the tournament for the Creighton Blue Jays.
Creighton's lead at one point ballooned as large as 20, led for almost 37 minutes in this game. Just a terrific display and a balanced approach. And it's a Creighton team that looks like it could be dangerous on Saturday and possibly beyond. They will await the winner of the game still to come, the 116 affair, as Auburn will collide with Alabama State. It was a 31-25 game at the 5:57 mark. A 12-0 Creighton run gave them a double-digit lead. It was double digits from that point on.
Yeah, and again, the discipline to continue to be good on the defensive end, to keep guys in front of them defensively, to not get in rotations, I thought was the difference for this team here in the second half.
And we are now joined by the Creighton point man and Stephen Ashworth. Terrific performance by you and your team today. There was such poise and confidence from your team. It was a rougher shooting start, but you got great looks. And man, did you rain them down from that point on.
Yeah, we knew that those looks were the ones that we were trying to get throughout the whole game, and so the message in those timeouts was stay confident in that, and that's the opportunities that we're looking for, and they're going to fall, and they did.
Stephen, as I covered you guys all year for the last couple of years, you think Ryan Kalkbrenner. The national audience don't necessarily know about Jemiah Neal. How important is he to your success?
Oh, he's huge to our success, especially when obviously Kalkbrenner and I have a pick and roll game that's at a high level, but Jemiah Neal has an opportunity, and it's a privilege watching him go get buckets, and that's what he does. And he has an ability when late shot clock, we get him the ball and try to give him space, and he makes plays for us, and he did it tonight.
Part of the glory of the NCAA tournament is that you're on a neutral floor. Yet you guys, for 3 straight games, including your Big East tournament play,
you have playing big-time games like this, and obviously in Madison Square Garden against UConn and then against St. John's, and then to come to a place like Rupp Arena and play against Louisville. Obviously, they had the whole place packed out in red, but we got our section of blue and a few other big Blue Nation Kentucky fans coming to cheer us on as well.
Stephen, Terrence Edwards Jr. was coming off a 29-point game, and yet you guys seem to frustrate him in the first half, only 2 of 10.
we could defend that with one or two guys as opposed to the whole team, because the matchups were a little bit different than we were anticipating going in with Smith, and then his injury is unfortunate as well. But I thought that everybody that was assigned to Shannon did a really good job.
Your team is fun to watch. Congratulations.
Appreciate
Good luck Saturday.
Thanks, Alfonso.
Good to see you,
Good to see you, too.
That is when we return. We'll have more of the All-State Postgame Report. You're listening to the men's.
You're the MVP of freshness and confidence. With its irresistible scent, it will transform your shower experience, leaving you feeling fresh on and off the field. Pair it with Old Spice Swagger Deodorant, the #1 limited time only. Old Spice, official deodorant partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 59.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
I had the worst dream last night.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Welcome to the Tournament Postgame Show on Westwood One, sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Back in Rupp Arena, 89-75. Creighton takes care of Louisville in the round of 64. Time to select the player of the game, sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows what makes SpringFest savings even better are member-only doorbuster deals. Shop these limited-time savings before they're gone. Lowe's, they help you save. All right, LaFonso Ellis, who is your Lowe's player of the game?
It's Jemiah Neal. I thought he was dominant in this game. 17 of his 29 came in money time in the second half. And just when Louisville looked like they were going to make a run, he would come up with a huge basket to just stymie the crowd. This is the crowd in the first 5 minutes of the game that were locked into this game. He took them completely out of it. He was extraordinary. 29 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. He was dominant.
Career day. We check some of the stats, sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. With TurboTax, now taxes is getting an expert who files your taxes for you, so you can stay locked in on the madness. Intuit TurboTax. Now this is taxes on the game. Creighton shoots 57% from the field, 46 from three. They were 11 of 24. Louisville held to 43% from the floor, 28 from deep, 8 of 29. Creighton had 4 in double figures. Ashworth at 22, Kalkbrenner 14, McAndrew had 11, 3 in double figures for Louisville. Hepburn and Edwards led the way with 21 and 22. The final score from Lexington: Creighton 89, Louisville 75. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
To win in basketball takes a can-do spirit. So shave with Barbasol and inspire your team. Raise that red, white, and blue can and yell, "We can do this." If it doesn't work, you still got a great shave. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
Keep your engines healthy with stable, in-season protection. Enable your engine to run cleaner, smoother, and stronger than ever before. A simple way to keep your engines running like new. At every fill-up, start with stable, in-season protection.
Creighton, the first team on to the round of 32, the 9th seed in the South over the 8th seed Louisville, 89-75 in Lexington. Welcome back to the Straight Talk Wireless Studios here in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. It was a pro-Louisville crowd in Lexington, as you might imagine, with the Louisville campus being only 80 miles away from Lexington. And Creighton came out today, missed their first 5 shots, all 3-pointers, but then the Blue Jays started to heat